Hello and welcome to the BMB Game of the Week. I'm Finnegan Corcoran-Doolin.
And I'm Jake Manna. We've got a good one today between the number 2 Mepum Pirates and the number 7 MacArthur Generals. A heated rivalry with tons of history.
That's right, Jake. These two teams met at Hofstra last year in the Conference 2 semifinal, and it was one for the Pirates to forget. 100 yards of penalties and costly penalties cost Mepum a spot in the county final. They took their frustrations out on the Generals early this year, getting a sweet revenge win in the form of a 42-0 victory.
So how did these teams even get here?
Well, MacArthur are 3-5 this year, and obviously Coach Ferenbach really with this team has, been quite good to get them here. They're going against a very hard Mepum side today, and that's what we see there. They won only last week against JFK 26-2, and then obviously a loss before that to Garden City.
Well, yeah, one thing you got to notice is all these wins, they are huge wins. It is not by a close margin. I mean, 31-7, 41-14, and 26-2. These are big margins. If they're really on their game, this could be a scary sight here for Mepum.
You're totally right there. And remember that the Mepum Pirates are 7-1 going into this game. They're a high seed too. They're the number 2 seed, but the number 1 seed is Garden City. That was a team that they lost to early this season. Both teams did lose to Garden City. That's something that they might want to forget about. But both teams going into this game, it will be a good one, to say the least. This is kind of like almost a rivalry, even though they're not in the same district. And you look at the Mepum Pirates, winning against Elmont, winning against Calhoun. Obviously, that MacArthur score is there. A few other scores, and obviously, just last weekend on Saturday, they won against Sewantica, 27-12.
Yeah, well, definitely. Mepum has just absolutely steamrolled opponents in the start of the year, winning their first 4 by large margins. And then they kind of hit a brick wall, you could say, with Garden City, and then continued at the rest of their season. So one thing that these two teams have in common is what you said, is historically, it seems like these teams just year after year play Garden City and they just have a game against them and they cannot really seem to get a win out of it.
Yeah.
City was in 1994. Before that, 1937. Facing them has never been easy.
That's a Trojan touchdown. Stevie Vanel takes it into the end zone.
As the 2022 season was heating up, the Pirates won game after game, heading into the October 8th showdown against Garden City undefeated. Confidence and expectations were high, even as the players kept their emotions in check.
I think we definitely have the talent this year to beat the Garden City, but it just comes down to how hard we play and practice throughout this week.
I think we definitely can beat them this year. We have the team, we have the assets to the team, and, it's definitely a good chance this year.
Then, the game finally happened. The Pirates put up a good fight and battled back in the third quarter. But in the end, they did not take the win over Garden City, with a final score of 35-18. Clearly, there's still more to learn.
We could beat them. We just have to play our best game every quarter, every minute. We just have to stay focused and stay disciplined.
To just focus on the little things and to not make mistakes, basically.
One thing that we learned is that we can't make too many mistakes because other teams will capitalize on the mistakes and we would end up losing. So we just got to focus on the detail.
I think I just learned how important it is to take every game one play at a time, not trying to play too far outside of yourself, not trying to win the game on a single play. Win one play, win the next play, and if you string enough of those together, right, good things tend to happen.
I'm Charles Decker.
Jake, it seems like Garden City is always there waiting at the end of each season. That's a mountain that one of these teams might need to climb if they want to win the Nassau County Championship. For more on today's game, let's go out to the guys who are going to call the game. Sean McQuillan, Tyler Steinberg, and Matt Mano. Guys?
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Finn. You guys are doing a fantastic job hosting our first ever 30-minute pregame show. Hello guys, I'm Matt Mepham alongside Sean McCool and Tyler Steinberg, and we are down here on the booth. We were able to watch player warm-ups, and let me tell you, this is going to be a good one. Both teams, the energy is high, and everyone's excited for this game.
Yes, Matt, you couldn't have put it any better. The rivalry between these two teams is to the extreme. Let's look back to last November in 2021. Mepum versus MacArthur at Hofstra University under the lights. Mepum blows the lead, loses 21-18 under the regime of Coach Caraco. Levittown goes in with momentum against Garden City. Garden City last year was one of the best teams they've had in a long time. Garden City took advantage of it. This year, it's all different. Tyler, what do we have now in 2022?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you talk about the past that both these teams have. And, this year was kind of that redemption year for these Mepham Pirates. They wanted to come back and make a statement. They did that in the regular season against this MacArthur team, beating them 42-0. So, obviously that feels good, but now all of a sudden you're at a bigger stage, the playoffs. It's more than just a rivalry. This is what you play for. This is the point of football. You can play with your brothers, go out there, have fun, and all play for a common goal, and that's winning a football game.
And also, Tyler, we got to really look at some of the things for playoffs. Like you've seen it in the baseball playoffs with new guys stepping up like Pena. New guys will step up come postseason. Who do you guys think it'll be stepping up? For me, I'm really thinking this is the Dylan Dunn game that Mepum has been waiting for. Remember last year in the playoff game that we covered, Dylan Dunn, had there been fantasy points, he would have had around 37 fantasy points by halftime, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in one half. I think this is his game.
I mean, if you're gonna talk about guys to watch and who do you think you should watch out for, I'm going to go with one of my boys, Chris Norris, number 6. Chris Norris, for this Mepum team, as shocking as this may sound, has been the best player for this Mepum Pirates offense and defense in the past 3 weeks. He has almost nearly 7 touchdowns in the past few games. He was our player of the game when they took on Long Beach at homecoming. On the season, rushing 22 rushes, 175 yards on the ground, and 4 touchdowns. 1 at the goal line, 3 were otherwise 30-plus yards. 19 receptions, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns for the biggest receiver on this Mepum Pirates team. I'll confidently take Chris Norris.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the players that you guys picked, and this might sound like the easy way out of it, but I really think that it's this whole MacArthur team in general. We saw last year how good they were, but they also had a ton of seniors that were in starting positions. This whole MacArthur team, really, they had about 3 returning starters from last year. So, this year they're all new players, and they've had a whole season to learn. That's why that 3-5 record might not reflect how good they are as a team, but it's going to take a whole unit to beat this Mepum Pirates team.
And Tyler, adding on to what you just said, there are numbers that live in both these teams' heads. MacArthur, the number 33. 33 seniors left this program last year, graduated.
And might I jump in? That 33 seniors, sorry to interject, but those 33 seniors make up more than Long Beach's, the number 3 seed, their entire roster. So MacArthur has lost
33 seniors. 33 seniors. That's all their depth, all their all counties, all their all conference. They lost everything last year, and they thought last year was their year. For some of it was, but in the end, it was not. The Mepum Pirates, the number that lives in their heads for this game, the number 42 and the number 18. 18, the score of their final game at Hofstra University, where they came just short against a strong MacArthur defense at that time. The number 42 is when they shut out
Ashley Felsberg. Here's mic'd up.
I'm mic'd. I don't know why, but I'm mic'd.
This way.
Hey.
Cross! No!
That's it every time. Who wants a muffin?
Name's Kevin.
It's muffin time.
Bring it in! Muffins? Blueberry muffins, are you kidding?
No,
chocolate chip muffins are like mid. They're mid.
Blueberry muffins!
Ew, I hate chocolate.
Blueberry muffins!
Blueberry.
Hey, oh God, did I just get caught picking my nose?
Don't call it power.
Devin, I got caught picking my nose.
Oh, hands like, hey,
Stop.
you're a yard back.
Stay there.
Leave me alone. You're a yard back.
You're annoying me.
Because I'm standing here.
Yes. Block. Get back.
I didn't just rock anyone.
Yeah, hit the first thing that comes at you.
Sounds wonderful. Oh my God. I can't feel my thumb.
Do you want it when I'm done?
Huh?
Do you want it when I'm done?
The mic?
Yeah.
Word. Vincent, line up.
Go get the other ball.
I'm not doing this today. Lemon. It's going a little sour. Oh, I hated that.
Now I'm free to talk. What happened? Once it comes off, I'm roasting.
Shout out BMB.
No.
Yo, shout out BMB.
It's obvious that Dom Novello has prospered in his new role as a quarterback.
Well, speaking of new roles, plenty of people have taken on new roles athletically.
An example on the football field is student coach Sarah Koenig.
And we're going to get to that in a little bit, but first, let's take a look at some of the county leaders, especially for passing yards. Dom Novello has, as we said, has really come into this new role as a quarterback from switching from running back last year. And he's been incredible. He's, I think, 4th in the county in passing yards and with 1,172. And that's just unheard of.
Yeah. Well, definitely for Dom Novello. And not only that, but he has one of the best completion ratings in the league, too, if you look at it. He only has, I think, about 3 interceptions on the league this year, which is really not that bad. And, again, I believe that he has, I think, 82 completions, which is just amazing as a quarterback. But he also does rush a lot of yards, too. He has a few hundred rushing yards, and a few hundred for a quarterback is almost insane to think of. Let's look at the receiving end here of, where to look at. And Stephen Mulqueen is on that list. It kind of makes sense with Stephen Mulqueen. In the last few games, he's been huge for the Mepham Pirates. Not only that, but Chris Norris, he's been used as a running back, a wide receiver, and honestly, he's been unbelievable. Last game, he got 4 touchdowns, Jake.
Well, I mean, that's crazy. 4 touchdowns. For those of you counting, that's 28 fantasy points, not even including the receptions and receiving yards. I mean, that's just great to see, and just especially in a chance that they're in the playoffs right now, seeing those guys who you really don't see much step up, I mean, that's huge. Just having these lower-ranked guys step up, maybe they're not the captains, maybe they're not the #1 targets, but when they make plays, that's going to make the quarterback and the team better as a unit.
Definitely. Not another person on that list at 15th was Mike Cuccinella. He has missed a partial, part of the season due of injury, but still has 300 yards. And to think of that, and he's been injured, is also insane. He is the WR1 of Mepum, when he is healthy. It's unfortunate that we, haven't seen him fully healthy all year, but still has put up 300 yards, Jake.
Well, I like that you mentioned his injury because he's been out for a couple of games. That's no secret. But the fact that he's on that list and he's 24 yards away from being on that top 10 list, for those of you who did the math, I mean, that's crazy. Just seeing that he's 24 yards away, just 3 first downs away from being on that top 10 list after missing multiple games, I mean, that's just a season to remember and a senior season to remember for Cuccinella.
Yeah, not only that, we did speak a little bit about Chris Norris. And again, just been unbelievable this year. He's been a running back and a wide receiver. And again, he's been unbelievable on the rushing yards too. I know that Coach Moody said that, they've been using him as more of a running back too in certain situations. And again, it really worked against Sewantica last game. I mean, he got 4 touchdowns, which is just unheard of for players just to get all of that individually. It must be insane. And Chris Norris has been unbelievable this season.
Well, we've been talking a lot about Mepham's receiving corps, but we forgot to name one important name, and that's Dylan Dunn. I mean, I kind of describe him as the Deebo Samuel of this Mepham team. He likes to play running back. He really gets those red zone carries, but he's a receiver at heart, and that's one thing that he strives to be. He's great in the open field, but he's kind of that Deebo Samuel role. But back to Sarah Koenig, it's great that students get the opportunity to help coach the team that if they desire. And even better, that a girl gets to coach the boys after the boys aided the girls' flag football team in the spring.
BMB's Haley Hepworth has more on why Sarah got this role.
Typically, the high school football
football teams in Bellmore-Merrick are coached by men, but this year the team has a new addition to the coaching staff, Sarah Koenig, the first assistant girl coach of the Mepham High School football team.
Help run the team, so she's really great. And help run the team, so she's really great in that aspect.
But Koenig does not think of this role as just a thing in high school. She is trying to set herself up for her future. She doesn't want to just stop here. She wants to reach the big leagues.
I plan on majoring in sports management, and my first kind of career goal is to be a coach, and if that doesn't happen, I kind of have like a fallback option, which is to be a referee for the NFL.
Sarah has impacted the team this year in many different ways.
She's just, brings an energy to practice that can't be matched, primarily because she's peers with all of these, all the players. She calls some stuff during the games on special teams. She has a little bit of advice here and there at the end of practice to help motivate the kids, but overall she just brings a breath of freshness to the profession, and that eye to the future of what we're building the program to kind of always be.
Yeah, I just stepped up into a very particular role with special teams and Coach McHugh. So she's taking on a big role with that, but she keeps us riled, she keeps us hyped on the sideline. So we get a good laugh out of it sometimes.
While yes, she is a coach, she has formed a bond with the team and became a close friend to many.
I really feel like it is easier to learn for someone your own age because you relate to them, and I can mess around with her. But if I go up to Moody and I say all this kind of stuff, it's not gonna slide.
Coaching takes a lot of responsibility and patience, and Sarah has it all. And for BMB, I'm Haley Hepworth.
Thanks, Haley. From people learning new roles to people returning to the roles where they always belonged, Sarah Koenig is just a huge example of that. I mean, the boys have really accepted her as a part of this family, and that's just great to see after the boys helped the flag football team.
Yep, definitely, and you said it best. Sarah Koenig, she's without a doubt, been a great coach this season. She helps out all the time. When I was playing soccer, you would always see her next to the coaches. You would see her with the boys too. She has a great chemistry with the team, and I mean she's always there. So that's honestly just. She's a huge part of this Mepum football team.
I mean, definitely. I like how you said that. She's really been incorporated into this part of the family, and I think she's one of the main reasons, as you see here, Mepum has this 7-1 record. They're going into this playoff strong as the 2 seed. Garden City's obviously 8-0. We've talked about that already, but Mepum's standing there pretty at 7-1 of 147.5 power. They are looking as one of the more powerhouses, and a little bit down there you see MacArthur at 3-5. But Mepum is really just trying to get themselves to the finals. And if you look at the bracket, they have a chance to face Garden City again in these playoffs. What do you think will happen if they run into them again?
Yeah, I mean, it should be a really good game, obviously. And, I could see them almost getting revenge. But Garden City's a very strong team to look at. But if you look at the other teams, I mean, they've beat Long Beach, who've only lost twice. Remember that. And they've also beat Elmont, too.
Yeah. So that's all from us for now. We're going to send it down to the third member of our crew, Ryan Marr.
Thanks, Finn. Thanks, Jake.
Temperatures benefit one team or the other. And I'm not sure if rain is in the forecast, but there's one person who does. Let's check in with Cumulonimbus Charles with the game time forecast.
Thanks, guys. I'm a little sorry about this morning. I got to apologize. I left the fog machine on. It was 4 a.m. I was tired. That's all my bad. But I spoke to the right people, and look at this. This is incredible. And as for today's weather, it's loud and clear. The energy here, loud. The skies, clear. And as for the rest of this weekend, you'd have to tune in to the BMB morning announcements on the BMB YouTube channel. And now, I'd like to send you guys back up to the studio.
Anyway, we're about 9 minutes to game time. So let's take a look at each team's 3 keys to the game.
Yeah, well, for Mepum, it is to stop the run. Rocco Hogan is one of the big starters for Mepum, for MacArthur this season. He's the starting running back over there. He has over 500 yards, and it's kind of just insane to look at Rocco. Not only that, but it is to be a safer secondary. Again, MacArthur have a great offense, so if they can have their secondary to be safe, that would be great. And also to get Chris Norris involved. I mean, the guy had 4 touchdowns last game why not try and give him the ball a little bit more to see if he gets more touchdowns?
Well, definitely. I like that second one, the safer secondary. Man coverage has been working for them a lot. And Palomino, for the MacArthur quarterback, he loves to air out the ball. He loves to throw it deep, and they got some quick receivers. So if they can really guard that deep ball, guard that pass, they'll have a good chance here. Now for MacArthur, their first thing, they got to establish the short pass game. As I said, they love to pass the ball. Their passing game is one of their strongest parts. So if they can do that, they'll be in good shape. Second thing, they got to blitz the A gap. This running from Mepum is very powerful. If they can stop that early, they'll be in good shape. And lastly, get separation versus the zone. Man coverage has been just very prominent in this Mepum's defense, and zone has not been working as much as they would love to. So I feel like attacking that zone would really be huge for MacArthur.
Definitely for MacArthur. And again, you're going against Novello, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not in the league. Novello is a huge part of this team, and again, MacArthur are going to have to really put up a strong defense today to try and stop him. All right, well, it's almost game time, so we'll end with who wins today. My prediction is, my prediction is in 28-17 in favor of Mepum. Jake?
Well, I got to agree with you there. I got Mepum with a 35-14 victory.
Going bold.
Now, look, before we end it here, we're going to send it down to the sportscasters. Sean, what's your pick?
Well, boys, this game, Pirate Nation's alive, giving the boys 34-16.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. You had the nice line throw there. I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be not as bad as last time as we saw the 42-0. I'm going to take this game 35-13, the Mepham Pirates.
They're coming to play.
It's going to be a really good
I'll
one.
ask everyone
really
to
excited.
please rise
Hopefully
and
this
remove
Pirates
their
team
hats
can come out
for the
on top.
national anthem.
Those games, you have the national anthem.
The national anthem will be
Sir.
performed
Yes.
on the trumpet.
Hitting on our toss. Thank you so much for joining the BMB pregame show. For Finn, Haley, Ryan, Charles, and of course me, we'll see you at the halftime. Matt and Sean, it's your call.
So we're almost in game time. We're about, 5 minutes away still. And again, to look at this, these two teams to go against each other, you said it's a big victory for Mepum in your opinion, 35-14, right? So you see Mepum getting a lot of touchdowns today. How are they going to get the touchdowns? Is it them providing the goal of the run game or the passing game?
Well, I think one of the big factors is going to be the big play. If they control that big play, they control those 20, 30, maybe even like 40 or 50-yard plays. If they can just really do that, Ryan Thier is going to be a huge part of that. Novello, as he always is, going to be a big part of that. But this receiving core is just so talented.
It is.
They have deep ball guys, they have short ball guys, they have red zone guys. They have it all.
They do. And, a name I know that we didn't mention today, but it's Ryan Thier. And Thier has been unbelievable this season, too. Hasn't saw the offense in the last few games. I think Coach Moody has wanted him in the defensive role. I mean, he's a big, strong player, so it kind of makes sense. And again, they want to use him as a defensive player. It makes sense. But again, when he is playing running back, he has got a few touchdowns. He's got a ton of yards, too. How big do you think Ryan Thier is for the Mepum offense or defense?
I mean, I think he is obviously an offensive player, but he is so huge on the defense. He's a big and very strong player at that defensive end and linebacker position. He could stop the run great. He could stop the pass great. But I think why I think he's more of a defensive player in this manner is because they have a dual running back set with Nicky Sedina. Sedina's more of that first down guy. He's more of that agile guy. But we're going to send it down here for game time. Matt and Sean, now it is officially your call.
Hello, everybody, and the MacArthur Generals. And MacArthur will kick off to Mepum to start this game. Playoffs will start with Dylan Dunn taking the kick, and we've been talking about him all day. I really think it's going to be his time to shine.
You know what? You might be right, and I mean, you have the whole Mepum roster right now that's ready to shine for this game. All season, they've worked very hard leading up to all this, and now they have a great offense, great defense, but don't look down on this Generals team. This Generals team won for a reason last year against this Pirates roster, and they haven't lost mentality. They may have lost players, but that mentality and awareness will never leave whatsoever.
Absolutely, Sean. This MacArthur team lost, we said it on the pregame show, but I'm going to say it again. 33 seniors graduated last year from the MacArthur Generals. I will reiterate that. 33. The number 3 seed Long Beach Marines have a total of 31 players on their roster, period. That is an extreme amount of talent that these Generals have lost, and they have done
roster. But let's not look down at all on this Generals team, led by Joey Forcelli and senior quarterback Juanito Palomino. Those two going to be huge X factors for this game. It looks like the kickoff is going to be Lexi Thompson. Believe it or not, the goalie for the soccer team.
That's correct, Sean.
Excuse me, Jack Mauer will be taking the kick for this.
Mauer's going to kick off. Dunn, Cuccinella, and it looks like Sedita is going to return, and we are away. The Nassau County playoffs are underway, and we've got some confetti going on the MacArthur sideline, and a big hit as the confetti blows onto the field.
And you want an introduction for this man? I don't think there really is much other. Dominic Novello, one of the 3 finalists for the Thorpe Award in Nassau County. That means he is one of the 3 best players in Nassau County. Not just quarterback, not just linebacker, not one of the best of those. 3 best players in Nassau County. This man needs no introduction whatsoever. Just his presence on the field is, let alone, terrific himself.
So a 3-back set for the Pirates. Norris and Thier motion. Here goes Novello. Novello looks like he'll be stopped for a short gain. Looks like only 3 yards, if that. And that's a great play for MacArthur, especially with all that motioning with a new set. We haven't seen a lot of that triple back set from Mepum at all this year. We know they had it in their back pocket.
Stephen Mulqueen,
we didn't know
number
if
8.
they used it. So this is going to be something. And once again, Thier, Walker, and Norris in the backfield. Only 2 guys wide. Now they motion to the other side. It's going to be the same play.
The running.
Keeper. Here goes Novello. He's got the first down. Great blocking by Mepum up front.
They got blocked like that. If they're blocking like that all game, this is going to be a lot of trouble for the Generals defense.
That is correct.
And this Generals defense is going to need to stop the run game. That's their biggest key to this game right now. Blitz that A-gap, blitz that corner. This is their biggest key to the game. The run game needs to be stopped.
That's exactly right. This defensive line for MacArthur is huge, and I mean huge. They've got Sal Orlando, who's a whopping 6'4", 320 pounds. As Thier almost drops the snap, and he's going to be dropped for a gain of 1. So let's take a look at Mepum's offensive starters.
Short gain. Bring up second and long.
Dom Novello, number 2.
Stephen Mulqueen, number 8.
Michael Cuccinella, number 20.
Dylan Dunn, number 3.
Chris Norris, number 6. Ryan Thier, number 32.
Dylan Hunterkamp, number 60.
Brendan Toomey, number 55.
Kieran Roth, number 57.
Aiden Donlevy, number 68.
Kevin Perry, number 7.
So there are your player intros for the Mepum Pirates as Novello.
They got a block on him.
They got to get blocking as Novello breaks a tackle. He's still going. Tom Novello across midfield to the 40-yard line.
That's where the trouble is going to come in. And last year, if you remember at Hofstra, Mepum's key to the game was utilizing Ryan Thier. Ryan Thier had 2 big touchdowns last year at Hofstra, and he's going to look forward to having maybe a few more today.
That's correct. Q. So now it's 2nd down and 6. Novello gives it to Thier, and there is Sal Orlando, the big boy with the big play.
Big boy's gonna make big plays. That front 7 is huge today. This Mepum line is young and inexperienced, and this MacArthur front 7 is also young and inexperienced, but there's still some key players on this team, just like Sal Orlando. 6'4", 320 pounds.
We're going to say that about 5 more times over the course of this game, but listen to this crowd. It sounds like we're in Levittown right now. Here's a huge 3rd down for the Pirates. 3rd and 6 from the 38. Same triple back set. Novello, a couple of hard counts.
Watch top of your screen. Look, Mulqueen is 1-on-1. Does he trust?
No, they're going to go to Thier. A little bit of penetration, and they get him in the backfield.
Huge stop by the Generals.
Ben Velasquez He's been incredible all season, playing anywhere and everywhere on both lines, and that is a huge play. And now it looks like Mepum, they didn't get the first down, but they've got one more if they choose to use it, and they're going to.
I wouldn't be shocked if Moody tried to pull off one of his big plays here when he just tries to draw him off.
No, it looks like the punt team's going to come on. Yep. Looks like we're going to see the punt team, and on comes Gianmarco Priola. Back deep to return for the Generals. It looks like Caden Chang.
It's a big punt here also.
Yes.
Because if you can get a good punt here and you can get him within the 5, that would be huge. And Gianmarco Priola has done a very successful job. It's a muff punt.
The trouble with the snap. Priola still gets it off. Bounces inside the 20. And it'll take a MacArthur bounce down to the 23. So that could have been disastrous.
That could have been disastrous. A knuckleball punt from Gianmarco Priola. And the MacArthur Generals' first drive defensively against the Mepum Pirates goes 100% their way. Stopped the run game, left and right, every single down.
So MacArthur's offense, if we could take a look at their starting lineup, they are led by a senior, Junito Palomino, and Palomino, hasn't been the starting quarterback all year. He hasn't necessarily been their starter. He was their day one guy, and then he got pulled midway through the season, and at that point, it was really Andrew Cardone's job to lose, and that he did. And Palomino's back. He's been leading the Generals on an upward trend.
And with Janito, look who's in the backfield, Joey Forcelli. Forcelli, an absolute stud when it comes to the running game.
And they fake it, and here goes Palomito, and he's down by Novello. That'll look like it'll be a gain of 3.
If you were looking for a high-scoring game when you tune into this, you might not be getting that today. This is going to be a game of defensive juggernauts.
Absolutely cute. See, these Mepum Pirates have such a good defense, and nobody talks about it because their offense scores in bunches on top of bunches. They can score on anybody in the conference, and it's been shown. They were able to do that on Garden City. They didn't win the game, but their offense was clicking. Just a couple of costly turnovers that really did the Pirates in. And they go a QB keeper, and he's shoved down by Nick Walker.
Here's the scary part when it comes from the MacArthur Generals, and this is the scary part about their offensive game. The passing game for this team all year.
It's away by Stephen Mulqueen.
Hey, Stephen Mulqueen and Michael Cuccinella on both sides. You have quarterback 1, quarterback 2. You have that duo back. It's really one of the best duos in Nassau County. And they have to help them safeties, though, because the safeties for this Mepum Pirates team have definitely had their struggles as of late. And, I mean, just look at this read there.
Yeah, Novello almost had a good read on it, too, but that's Mulqueen making an incredible break on the ball.
It's a good throw. It's a good ball. Maybe you can get a little more inside of the route, but, I mean, can't really get more perfect.
And now look who's back to return. Dylan Dunn for the Pirates. It's a high kick. Might not be taken by anyone. Takes a MacArthur bounce. And it could keep going. It's still going. The wind at his back, still going. Landed just inside the 40, all the way down to the 29. That's a break right there.
A muff punt turns into a good one. I thought I got tipped at one point, but it was not. He had pressure, but yet avoided it. Now, if you're the Mepum Pirates coming out of a drive where you only ran the ball and you have a quarterback who can sling it, I think Coach Moody knows what he's got to do with his offense.
I would hope so. And and both these teams have a couple of trick plays up their sleeve. Coach Moody is just ultra creative, and then for MacArthur, their trick play is just whenever they throw the ball. So there's another resigned run to Ryan Thier. That could have been an option, but Thier takes it for 6.
Mepum's version of the bus. Mepum's version of Jerome Bettis breaking tackles left and right. That was a beautiful fake from Dom Novello, too.
Ryan Thier is probably the person in Nassau County who you do not want to be left alone in the A-gap with. Ryan Thier just hits the hole, and the vision right there. Dylan Dunn is so elusive and demands so much attention that he just cleared out all the offensive linemen, all the center and the guards cleared out, and that just left Thier with the explosiveness, especially for his size, was just able to burst right through that A-gap and get a good game.
Watch this right now. Chris Norris is in the slot 1-on-1.
It's going to be a QB keeper. Novello up the middle. He's going to be close. It looks like he's got the first down.
And it's a first.
They're going to give it to
first
him
down.
barely by inches.
Yeah, it looks like he had it.
You utilize your two best players, it's not going to work with Novello and Ryan here just running the ball every time. Use your wide receivers, get them involved on run plays. This team is lightning quick.
This team, absolutely. This Pirates team has just been incredible. But they're just stacked with talent. You've got the fastest man in your school. On the bench is your fourth wide receiver as Novello bursts through the seam.
Breaks it.
Novello, he could go. He will. Touchdown, Mepum.
Dom Novello to the casa. There he goes for the first one of the day.
How do you like that? Dominic Novello puts the Pirates up 6-0. A 50-yard scamper all the way to the house.
And my friend, that is the best quarterback in Nassau County you're looking at. Not second, dead first. Great blocks from the receivers here. Look on this replay here. O-line follows. Dylan Dunn with the key block on that play.
The smallest guy in the field getting the biggest block in your biggest game of the season, leading to your biggest play of the game thus far. And here's Priola with the extra point.
Who's been perfect, by the way, at PATs all season.
Why do you say that? Because the commentator's curse exists.
It's down.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It's John Bucker Priola. He does not miss. 7-0 Mepum now.
Pirate Nation is alive. The Pirate crowd is alive. The MacArthur General side has gone silent.
A late arriving student section for these Pirates, but the whiteout is here in full force as the Pirate fans, the teachers, the students are all out supporting this team.
Hey, that was terrific blocking for the Pirates O-line. If that O-line does not follow, Dom Novello is not getting even a first down.
Absolutely.
Great job by the quick feet of that offensive line.
And that's one of the benefits to having a smaller, more muscular offensive line as opposed to just big boy after big boy after big boy. You've got athleticism on that lineup. A guy I like to think of is your right tackle, Kevin Perry. Kevin Perry is a Division I defender committed to University of Tampa for lacrosse. Pace University. I'm thinking of Priola. Both of them are
playing Division II lacrosse at their respective colleges.
Priola is going to Tampa. Perry is going to Pace.
Yes.
But still, you've got that level of athleticism at kicker and right tackle. That's going to spell problems.
You've got athletes. You've got athletes left and right.
A potential fake to Priola. That's something that you could just use. Priola could potentially take snaps at a receiver if you need to, if all of your guys, if God forbid all of your guys go down. Like, that is something that absolutely could happen. And Priola, and both of these guys have such athleticism. This Pirates team is just filled with athletes. It seems that all of the top athletes in this school go on the football team.
So, offense and defense have so far connected for the Pirates. Special teams has been a little iffy, so we gotta see how this kickoff goes.
We'll see. This Pirates team covers so quickly. All of their fastest guys. Edelson, Zarilla, McQueen, Malloy, Dunn. See how fast these guys get down the field. It's going to be a squib kick bouncing at the 18, and could have let it go out. It might have.
Oh.
It's going to be taken by Caden Chang. Caden Chang is flipped. A huge hit there.
Huge hit from the Pirates, and on it comes back this MacArthur offense. Started moving a little bit on their first drive, but not as much.
Let's look at this hit again. Who else would have gotten that hit? That hit looked like Novello got in there, but it was actually the JV call-up Nick Gampero who made that hit. A little low, but Gampero coming in with a huge hit there. So now first down in Palomino.
Yeah, hurry up on this field, though. Taking a little too much here.
We got 5 minutes left in this opening quarter. And this MacArthur offense has yet to get any sort of meaningful offense, yet to get a drive past their 35-yard line.
Yep, and let's see what this front seven does here. Keep.
Palomino on a keeper.
Big block.
A collapse in blocking, and Palomino is down for a loss.
Huge block on the left side of that line, but then the right side just collapsed.
Homecoming court nominee Hunter Keegan in on that play. That was a huge play there defensively. Orlando falls, and then the rest of the offensive line just collapses for the Generals as Keegan and Novello are in, and that the two senior leaders in that second level of the defense.
Yeah, Orlando just pancaked. Snag.
Hello.
You want a highlight reel? There it is.
Highlight. Unbelievable!
One-handed clean that snag.
I believe he's a Giants fan. He's taking lessons from Odell Beckham. Oh my God!
Looked pretty.
What a play!
It looks prettier than Odell's. My God!
He misplayed that ball.
That might be. That's play of the year.
Play of the year. Play of the entire history of the BMB.
Okay.
Am I being a little bit? Exaggerating? Maybe, but Stephen McQueen, unbelievable.
The tough junior himself. He leads his team in receiving yards and currently the wide receiver 1 running routes.
So now here's Novello, see if they can get momentum. This could have been the time to take the shot, but here goes Novello. Novello running wild. Is the ball out? It is! And the Generals recover! Back-to-back turnovers! Well, that's the way to suck the energy out of a crowd.
After all the momentum goes to the Pirates,
and
the Generals just stomp on the parade and take it away. Generals offense going to come back on the field. This is huge for the Generals now.
This is playoff football.
Momentum is the key when it comes to playoff football. If there's no momentum, no big plays, there's no help at all towards offense or defensive help. And this Generals team just came up huge with a big stop.
Absolutely. Looks like that might have been one. That looked like it might have been. Couldn't see who got in on that, but it looks like the last one out of the pile was your senior captain, Rocco Hogan. Huge play, a play of the season for the Generals to this point. And it's early in this game, but it looks like we're going to have some fireworks on the defense.
But this is what now MacArthur has to do. Take the momentum. The little 2-yard runs are not going to work. Go big or go home.
This is Hogan, and Hogan almost could have broke that one, but he tripped over Novello, and that's what you got to have.
The 1-yard runs are not going to work. Maybe not even a yard. They're not going to end up working as well. You are going to have to move the ball against this Pirates defense if you want points. Even if you want 3 points, you got to use that short passing game. You just have to if you're MacArthur.
Scott Molina was in there on that play. He fell. He had a pancake block, but just Hogan, the smaller back, couldn't get over Molina and Novello. End up getting tripped up. If he gets over both of them, he could have been gone.
Trips left. Now you got one on top of your screen.
It's going to be a read option. Palomino's going to keep it. Palomino takes it to the 34, and he's not going to get the first down there. Nowhere close.
It's a good gain there.
But something I said in the middle of the fumble by Novello is after an interception like that, the way you get the crowd involved in this game, the way you get your team's morale at an all-time high is take a shot. That's what I think Palomino needs to do.
And hey, this is the quarterback who hasn't gotten much starting experience until this year. He started at quarterback for the first beginning of the year, same thing. He throws a good deep ball, but I mean against this team with the secondary like that, it's going to be tough.
And the deep ball he threw to McQueen.
There he goes.
Exactly the prettiest. Now he's going to throw it.
He slings it. He's got
it, man. He's got it. Mike Hesby with the longest play offensively for either team. A huge play there.
Well, there's the deep ball we were just talking about a second ago. I just said he throws a good deep ball, and there's a result of what I just said. Terrific throw. Coverage wasn't totally there. Looks like Devin Green just got out-route.
He just got beat. Hesby's a taller guy. He's a quicker guy. Green isn't exactly the best in coverage, but Palomino.
This is what a key to the game is now. Palomino, looking back at him, day one starter, replaced mid-season, reclaims the starting job, and is now the starting quarterback for the MacArthur Generals in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Devin Green, he's more of a roamer as a safety. He doesn't exactly play the best in coverage, but when he's called on, he does well. He just got beat there, and that one's going to be a gain of 5 on first down.
And we said into the keys for the game, safe for secondary for the Pirates. All season long, this secondary has been attacked again, and again.
Especially
down the field, on the sidelines. Against Garden City, this secondary fell apart. Long Beach, their weaknesses were shown. They cannot show their weaknesses today in the secondary at all.
Absolutely, and another thing. Well, first of all, this formation, we got an I formation, a new formation that we haven't seen from the Generals today. But second of all, these juniors on the secondary, Edelson, Green, and Mulqueen and Malloy, all have been getting attacked. No one dares throw at Michael Cuccinella, as this one by Hogan is still going. Close to a first down, but won't be there. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and short. And this is where MacArthur excels, 3rd and short. Because now you can either go with a trick run here with the QB keeper, or you can even go with the short pass play. Blockers are all there. They thought he went down. Pirates.
That's going to be it for the first quarter. Q will see you in the 3rd quarter. And now for the second quarter, we're going to bring on...
They called short.
They called short, really?
They must have thought when he stepped on his knee, hit the ground.
Yeah, that is a huge call there, and it looks like we're going to flip field, and we're going to flip sportscasters. So, Sean, at the end of one, your time is the Pirates lead 7-0. So now Tyler Steinberg will join us for this second quarter.
Thank you, Nana, for having me here so far. We're having a really good start to this game. We anticipate maybe a little bit more scoring than we had so far in the second 0 game, but we've seen both defenses step up numerous times for both sides.
Absolutely, Tyler. The defense has stepped up. The offenses are responding, and I really do believe we've got a game even better than the Hofstra game last year in store.
Yeah, you're right on that, man. We saw last year, again, this Pirates team falling just barely short, but this time they're coming back with a vengeance, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this game goes. We've seen both sides going back and forth at each other, and the Pirates so far getting the best of it in the first quarter.
And the Pirates, both teams have been playing exceptionally well, but the Mepum Pirates are the only team with one to show for it. The huge 50-yard Dom Novello touchdown run, putting the Pirates up 7-0.
Yeah, that was a big score for these Pirates. They need to figure out a way to put on the field and make something out of a good drive, and they were able to do it on that time.
That's exactly right, Tyler. And this is something that these Pirates are just going to need to figure out on defense. Stop the run, and they haven't really been able to do that as of late.
Yeah, you're right on that, Mano. And we've seen numerous times where both these teams have had good drives, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
So we get into second quarter action. It's going to be 4th and inches from the Mepham 21, and they're going to go for it. And the Generals will pick it up with no problem.
Pushing the line forward, every single player on the field there just wants to push as hard as they can to get past that first down marker, and they're able to do it there.
So now the Generals are moving. First trip inside the red zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Generals at the 15-yard line.
Mano, here we have an interesting situation. 1st down and 10. You're starting to drive down from field from MacArthur. What changes for the Pirates defensively do you think they got to make? What's the go-to play call?
So now, looks like it's so now 1st and 10. Palomino gives it to Hogan. Hogan makes a move, and Hogan. Looks like it's going to be 2 yards on that first down run. A little counter action to the left side.
Yeah, I like what MacArthur was able to do with this offense. They do a good job mixing things up. They like using those short passes to their advantage and using this run game to open up the pass game. And like we saw at the end of the first quarter, they had that big 40-yard passing play. And, they like using some of these small plays to open up everything else.
It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the... So here's Hogan now. Hogan is stood up by Norris, and his forward progress is going to be stopped. It's going to be 3rd down, a huge one at that.
Yeah, good job there by the Pirates defense.
One, but instead it's going to be a run. Hogan bounces it to the outside. Hogan is going to be close, but see the spot, he does not get it. Nowhere near a first down.
Yeah, very close call there. It was a good play. He broke one tackle, almost got free there. But again, these Pirates stepping up in the open field, putting their shoulder down and laying a man out.
So it's going to be 4th and 5 MacArthur, a huge play. Now we know their kicker can hit from 50 plus. We saw it in warm-ups. However, they're going to elect to go for 6 here. It's 4th and 5 on the 11. Why not?
Yeah, I agree with you there. You got to be risky to win a game against these Mepham Pirates. And, you know, if you're going to lose, you might as well leave it out all on the field. And that's what this MacArthur team is going to live with.
So here's Palomino under center in I formation. Could we see a run on 4th and 5?
I believe it's.
Looks like it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout.
For the Generals.
It's a good timeout for the Generals. I think you got to calm it down a little bit, 4th and 5, and just really think this over. Make sure everyone's on the same page, because one mistake here could cost you points that at the end of the day, you know, might be the difference maker in this game.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so now we got to really take some time and debate the play call here, because if I were Coach Fehrenbach in these Generals, all I'm saying is John Dinkelman, I'm just saying, had one-on-one on that 3rd down play, and if they had run a play action, a bootleg to the right side, he would have been wide open. It would have been 6.
Yeah, you beat me there, man. I was going to say something around the bootleg. Either that or even an RPO, we could see that. Something where you have a receiver on the outside, a quick slant. You can either give it to the running back. The run game has been pretty good for this MacArthur team. They wished for it to be a little more successful, but they've had chunk plays. They've had that 4 or 5 yard gains, and if they can have the options on the slant, maybe that'll be open one-on-one.
They don't have a lot of guys running who like quick feet, except for Peter Michelini, and he hasn't gotten a single target all game. This isn't really the time to run an RPO, at least in my eyes. I mean, yeah, the blocking will absolutely be there. But 4th down, you really want to play that develops quickly, or not develop quickly, develops a little more, has a little longer of a time to develop, especially with this offensive line, and they're going to kick. So they send out the field goal unit. Jack Maurer in to kick for the Generals. Almost blocked, and it's nowhere near.
So right there, the choice for the MacArthur. They call a timeout. They fake going for it on 4th and 5. Timeout. Get that kicker out there, and all of a sudden it costs them points and a chance to tie this game up.
Yeah, that is honestly a head-scratching decision from these Generals. I mean, Coach Fehrenbach's done a great job coaching this team all year, especially with the amount of talent that he's lost. But that's just one that, honestly, going 4th and 5 is probably the hardest decision to make as a coach, because you're kind of in that range where, yeah, let's go for it. We can get 5 yards in one play, but at the same time, it's not in that range where you can run one of your I would say like one of your gimme plays. We can get 2 or 3 yards and just hope it springs forward for an extra couple of yards. It's kind of that gray area for a coach, and normally his kicker Maurer is excellent accuracy, not there. So Thier now on 1st down takes it for 8.
Good start to this Pirates drive. I like running the ball just because it opens up everything else in the offense. You start running the ball, you can use some play action, some bootlegs, and then all of a sudden you can take that shot deep. It opens up everything for this Pirates offense that is so run heavy, and right there getting 8 yards. You ask for a running back on 1st down, hey, just get 4 yards, give us a second chance, but did do a good job there getting 8 yards. We talk about Dom Novello, the change at quarterback for his senior year, just so dominant throughout this year.
Speaking of Novello, he's going to take it up the middle. Novello still going. Dom Novello breaking tackles. And he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, great.
Down to the 47.
Great job there by Novello. We know how tough he is. He's got that dog in him, some people like to say.
By Forcelli. He could have had a pick 6 there, honestly.
Yeah, again, we've seen this Mepum team try to use that run, open up the pass. Right there, they try to get a little aggressive, start passing the ball, and it's kind of been a 50-50 ball a few times we've seen here for the Pirates, and right there it almost costed them.
Absolutely, that was one of those plays where we have Novello's an RPO, and this guy has an RPO, a power, or an out route. That's not a concept that you see often. It's normally either a stretch or a slant. That's not really what the Pirates did. Coach Moody is very creative, and now MacArthur has got everyone in the box, and that one's going to be a flag. That'll move the Pirates up.
Yeah, right there you see a little miscommunication on the hands of MacArthur. You got to do a good job making sure you don't jump at all, and right there they get burned with the offsides.
5-yard penalty. Mepum crosses midfield to MacArthur.
So yeah, that'll be Michelini who is going to be called for encroachment on that one. You got to stay out of the neutral zone. He just ran a little too far.
Yeah, all these edge rushers are so just kind of ready. They want to get at that quarterback. They want to try to make a play for their team, but sometimes you get a little too antsy and it burns you.
You saw everybody in the box for the Generals, and they stay with it. Don, the motion man, and there's a flag down on the play. Novello is still going. We'll see if this holds. Another flag, so this one isn't going to stand, but Don Novello is almost in, down to the 1, but there's no way that stands.
Yeah, I think they might get a holding.
It's coming all the way back.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Pirates for a holding.
Looks like multiple holds there. Let's take a look.
Yeah,
let's see. You got a hold there on it looks like Toomey, and then it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, hold are one of those penalties that could kill a drive. You got some momentum. You finally cross midfield. You get a big play, but then you see the yellow flags come out. You got to back up. It's one of those plays that you really just don't have to do it. You got to just keep your feet inside those shoulder pads and make sure you don't get too aggressive.
And listen to how loud, sorry Tyler, but listen to how loud this MacArthur sideline is. Novello's under pressure. He steps up. Novello puts his shoulder down but can't get there.
Yeah,
3rd down.
Looked like he was just short. Novello, though, again, using his shoulder, he's playing aggressive and he's playing fast, just not able to break off that tackle.
Listen to how loud this MacArthur sideline is. We're on MacArthur's, the visiting side of the field. I'm having a hard time hearing you speak. I'd have to imagine that Novello's I'd have to transition to a silent count at home, no less.
Yeah, there's not many times that we see a silent count used at home, but these MacArthur fans, they came up to play and giving this Pirates team a little bit of trouble.
They don't outnumber the Pirate faithful, but they sure are loud. And here's on 3rd down. We got a pass. Novello's under pressure, and it's dropped by Norris.
Yeah, good jump there by this MacArthur defense. The cornerback reading the play. It was an out route, and then jumps the ball, hits it down, and now we have a 4th down for the Pirates.
That one looks like it might have been broken up by the Generals, but still, if you're Norris, you gotta hang on to that ball. Looks like Jesse Kaufman might have gotten in on that one.
Yeah, I think he got a fingertip maybe on it, changed the trajectory of the ball, and making that catch just a little bit harder.
They're gonna send out the punt team, which is an interesting decision, because I feel like this is a much easier go-for-it call than the last one.
Well, yeah.
Mepham's going to take a timeout to talk it over.
I agree with you. I think there's kind of two things that go pro and then go con. You see it's 4th and 3. It's not 4th and 5, so it's a little bit more comfortable. Much more manageable than like a 4th and 5. But the other thing you got to take into consideration is where you are on the field. They're around that 50-yard marker. So it's great if you get it. There's a good chance that you can come up with it. Obviously, we have all these analytics that go into these coaches' decisions. But at the same time, you mess up, all of a sudden you're going to give MacArthur great field position.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be on MacArthur's 47-yard line. This game is absolutely a game of field positioning. Mepum and MacArthur cannot give an inch because either team, with the amount of chunk plays and the amount of plays that they're getting with their offense, all of this on. He's got the first, but hold on, maybe quite literally.
Yeah, we're going to wait here for the ref. I believe it's going to be on the Pirates, though.
We'll see. It is a hold on the Pirates, so now they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, again, one of those things you can't do. You see the holding there. There's a lot of matchup. A few guys trying to step up on the play, but again, it kills a drive. Instead of having that offense go out there, converting the first down, now you're going to punt the ball away and give this Generals team another crack at it.
So it was Aiden Dunleavy there on the hold. A little bit of a jersey tug. They're really calling flags a lot more today. We've seen more penalties today than in either of the BMB games of the week, Calhoun and Long Beach combined. And it's only the second quarter. Looks like they're calling a lot tighter in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it also shows how important and how tense this game is. I'm sure the nerves before, in the pregame for all these players were up, they were high, and, this is the biggest stage that you play on. The playoffs, it's where everything, really counts. So we've seen some, mental errors.
So 4th and 14, Priola, that's a great kick. We'll see the bounce, and it takes a great bounce. Priola pins him inside the 5. Looks like it'll get all the way down to the 3 to the
2. Yeah, great job there by Priola. We talk about one of those players for the Pirates we'd like to see get more involved. We have many, many memorable plays that Cuccinella has had in this program that we've talked about numerous times.
So now this is the play where everybody gets in the box and everybody goes for the ball. This is a chance for 2 points.
Yeah, this is where you really want to send the pressure and try to get a safety. I believe that's going to be a false start on MacArthur.
It's going to be a false start. MacArthur getting a little too antsy.
So if the 2-yard line wasn't enough room, they're going to back you up to the 1-yard line, something that you just can't do.
If that doesn't work out for you, then how about the half-yard line? So let's see if MacArthur can now. So now MacArthur is going to need to just get something. The ball is almost on the goal line. If you can take a look at that shot, Chris Norris just moves his right leg. The ball is quite literally on top of the goal line. And that wouldn't be shocked if you just see Palomino just take QB sneak and just get out of the end zone. And that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, I believe they gave themselves a little bit of cushion from the end zone.
And then with the way Coach Fehrenbach's been calling this game, I wouldn't be shocked as well. Looks like it's going to be a pass. They're going to throw it on Edelson. And it's caught! Once again, it's Dinkelman. He had the one-on-one, and he got the first down. What did I tell you, Tyler?
Yeah, what a catch there. I like it. He brings his eyes, he tracks the ball down. He uses his hands, gets a little physical with the defender, gets enough room, and that's just a classic 50-50 ball. Not much more you can do with a play like that. Receiver does a good job turning his shoulders and makes the big catch.
See, that's one of those plays, that's one of those weak spots of the secondary that MacArthur's able to expose. You put your tallest receiver on Mepum's smallest defensive back, and that's just going to spell nightmares for the Pirates. I don't care how good he is in coverage, because Michael Edelson is incredible in coverage. He really just got out-jumped.
Yeah, again, that was such a great job by this MacArthur offense. They surprised this Pirates defense, and an old 50-50 ball where the Pirates are not able to come out on top.
Absolutely, Tyler. And now, this is going to be a huge, huge drive now. And I don't know why MacArthur has started to throw it a little bit more. Like, it's been they've been throwing it scarcely, first of all, and second of all, it's been working for them. So it's really kind of playing the hot hand. But once again, looking on the bottom of your screen, Dinkelman and Edelson, this is one-on-one coverage right here. And they're going to run the same play. But they've got a second guy there, though, and it's broken up by Cuccinella.
Yeah, good job there. Double covering Dinkelman this time, and they do a good job. We saw the Pirates got burned the first time on that 50-50 ball. The second time they send 2 guys out in coverage, disguising that safety. He gets over there, and a play that the Pirates wish they had picked it off, but either way, they'll take that result of an incomplete pass.
This time, Edelson did a much better job in coverage, much better timing his jump, and even without Cuccinella being there, I think Edelson would have made the play.
You're there, Mano, and we've seen this MacArthur team has done a good job picking off the man coverage that these Pirates have shown early on, but right there doing a good job disguising the defense.
So now it's a huge 3rd down and 11. They're going to throw it. Palomino is going to take a shot. This one's hanging up for a while, and it is incomplete. Devin Green.
Yeah, great job there. Again, another opportunity where you fool this MacArthur offense. You say, oh, that's one-on-one coverage. Let's throw it up, give them a 50-50 ball. All of a sudden, you got 2 to 3 great jerseys there for these Pirates, and a great breakup for Devin Green in this Pirates defense.
And the pressure got in there at the last minute, and that ball hung up for a long time. And whenever that ball is up there for 3, 4, 5 seconds in the air, as a quarterback, you're thinking, oh no, I just threw a pick. And Palomino's lucky to get away without a turnover.
Yeah, and when the defense sees that and they start counting 3, 4, 5, you see their pupils dilate, their eyes jump up, they get really excited, and a good job dumping on that ball is Devin Green.
And this was going to be a fake. They almost got there, but they didn't. Ralph Baccio.
Yeah, very aggressive play call by this MacArthur team, but they almost had it, just not able to break off that one tackle, and now these Pirates have the ball at very, very good field position.
Well, first of all, we were sleeping there. The defense absolutely was, except for Nick Walker, but outside of that, your coverage team on the outside was just asleep, and he could have got there. Almost if you had a running back there as your primary guy, as you had someone who's faster instead of Baccio, like that could have been a first down and so much more because Mepum just was not ready for it.
Yeah, it was a very aggressive play call and almost burned the Pirates. They do a good job stepping up, though.
So this one's going to be taken by the Nicky Sedita, as said on our player intros from homecoming. And the Nicky Sedita takes it to the 37-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, he's not the biggest running back, not the ideal size for a running back, but who says size, really plays a difference when it comes to height. So, you see here Sedita does a good job using his he's one of the fastest players on this team. He hits the gap and gets a solid gain of 3.
Well, size and height, first of all, are interchangeable, but height does not matter for a running back. Probably does not matter the most out of any position in this game. So absolutely, look at guys like Darren Sproles, who are able to have great careers in the pros, being shorter than I am, and I'm not exactly the tallest fellow. But now on second down, Novello's going to throw one. It's a wobbler, and it's going to be caught by Dunn. It's going to be short of the first down, but a great catch there by Dylan Dunn.
Yeah, these Pirates like getting the ball out fast out of Novello's hands. You see there a quick route to the outside, Dylan Dunn making the diving catch and setting up this Pirates with third down and manageable. Excuse me, they're actually going to give him the first down, yeah.
Right at the sticks, and it's going to be a first down.
So we get ready. These Pirates wouldn't be shocked to see a first down run play here.
It's going to be a jet sweep to Dylan Dunn, and he's going to be dragged down by his jersey by Sal Orlando.
Yeah, great job there. You see these Pirates, again, they like getting a little shifty with Dylan Dunn. He's kind of like their utility man. He can play some run plays. You put him out, he can go catch a football right there, doing a good job trying to hit in between that tackle, and just a great play there by Sal Orlando.
It's going to be a loss of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 13 now, and this is where you take your shot to not Chris Norris, not Mo Queen, not Dunn, but Michael Cuccinella. He's your most sure-handed guy, and at 13. That's just one. If you take a look at the blocking, that was there.
Yeah, there was definitely a hole in between those two defenders for Mulqueen to take, but just getting a little too antsy, looking downfield before he fully makes sure that he catches that ball.
And that's the play really drawn up for Dylan Dunn, as now they're going to take a shot. They got him beat, but Novello just can't hit it.
Yeah, you see Novello putting his hands up, looking for some sort of call, possibly a PI, but not able to get it. Now these Pirates are staring down the face of a 4th and 14.
Looks like this is the one where you either send out Priola, who we know has a giant leg. Absolutely, it could possibly hit this from here, but you could also punt. You really have any of the 3 options available to you. Punt, go for it, or kick a field goal available to you. And it looks like the Pirates have nothing to lose, because either way, setting up the Generals, you're still inside their own 35 in the event that you don't get this first down. So they're going to throw, pressure coming, the ball is out, and it's covered by the Pirates, but still, talk about field position, that's a huge jump in field position.
Yeah, the Pirates want to get aggressive. You saw 4th and 14. They step back, they want to take a shot downfield, but Novello holding the ball a little too long, the offensive line not holding the blocks long enough, and just like that, this MacArthur defense makes yet another play, and that is the 2nd fumble here for Dom Novello in this game.
They ran the DB blitz. Ralph Baccio, the man who ran the fake punt, and that was just an incredible play right there, the instinct, and that's probably the worst case scenario for the Pirates, that it wasn't a touchdown. And now it is getting loud here. This is a MacArthur home game. I do not care what the logos on the field are. The crowd is absolutely having an impact on today's game.
Yeah, we got to see this Pirates crowd a little more hype, as these MacArthur fans, again, they came up ready as if they were suiting up and playing in this game. That's how loud they're being.
So now it's first down and a huge play. This is the play where you take a shot. They're going to throw it short, and it's going to skip right into the arms of Andy Lees. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, just short. You see a little sidearm action there, but the ball dying just about 2 yards before it hits the receiver, number 1, Andy Lee.
So now it's 2-minute drill for the Generals, and a chance to get even going into the locker room. That one just couldn't get it over the arms of Chris Norris, the left end, who's been excellent as a defensive end these past 2 years up on varsity. Norris didn't really enjoy playing on the line last year when he wanted to be a receiver, and didn't really get much time, but he was their biggest guy last year. But now he's getting a chance to play anywhere he wants, and he got in there on that play but it'll be a first down to Dinkelman, and here come the air horns from the General faithful.
Yeah, we see there James Henningsen just not able to come back just in time, and right there again we see that quick curl route workout for this MacArthur team, and they're eating up all these one-on-ones that this Pirates defense is going to give them.
So a minute 13 left to go, and here goes Rocco Hogan. They're gonna run this one. It's gonna be
you see this Pirates defense. Good job by the D-line stepping up and stopping the run.
So at what point do you take the home run shot? And who do you go to?
Yeah, well, I think, it's not that hard of a decision to see who these MacArthur team's going to go to. John Dinkelman has done a great job.
So now first down, a little bit of happy feet from the quarterback, Palomino, and that one sails into no man's land.
Yeah,
it'll be 2nd and 10.
He overthrows Andy Lees there, and, he tried hitting him on that quick crossers play, just overthrowing it just a little bit.
That may have been there, the throw to Andy Lees, had it been a perfect ball, but had it been anything short of perfect, it's either on the turf or in the hands of a Pirate. And in that case, that's one's just kind of glad that fell incomplete, because that was a dangerous, dangerous throw.
Yeah, the Pirates defense doing a good job. They're causing a little bit of havoc in the backfield and just overthrowing the receiver just a little bit.
So now, 2nd down, and still under a minute now to play in the first half. Here's Palomino. He's going to find a screen pass, and this is there. It's Rocco Hogan making a move. Rocco Hogan's got blockers. He's still going. Breaks another tackle. Rocco Hogan tripped up by Keegan, but that'll set up goal to go for the Generals.
Yeah, great play there from MacArthur to do a good job breaking up a few of those plays, and right there, a big play for this MacArthur offense, and all of a sudden, the stands here, the fans for this MacArthur team standing up and are very loud.
You can hear the chants for these Generals, and Rocco Hogan with the play of the game offensively for MacArthur, getting them set up with goal to go.
Yeah, we see a good job there on the screen pass. He sends it right to Rocco Hogan, and just like that, he breaks a few tackles. The line does a great job holding their blocks and pushing downfield. Just an all-around perfect play for this MacArthur Generals team.
And the receivers blocking downfield. I mean, Andy Lees was blocking 10, 20 yards down the field, and that's really what sprung him free.
Yeah, that's what is really so important and so underrated in the game of football. Obviously, you need your offensive line, the tight ends to hold their blocks, but it also goes a long way when you see guys like Andy Lees doing a good job blocking downfield, and it just means so much to this whole offense.
So now, at this point, the defensive line had a great start to the game for these Pirates, but now it looks like they're kind of losing the battle in the trenches on offense and on defense. So now we got to figure out Mepum has got to figure out in the trenches one way or another, or they're going to get out of this game quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Mano. And all of a sudden, we see there's 41 seconds left on the clock. MacArthur knocking on the door of the Pirates' end zone.
Here's Palomino. Going to throw the fade to the outside. It is caught. Touchdown, MacArthur.
Yeah, great job there again for this MacArthur offense. You see John Dinkelman has really just been the main source of offense for this MacArthur passing game. He's done a great job on a ton of these plays. He's won all these one-on-ones that he's been asked to go out and get, and right there getting the touchdown.
John Dinkelman has been the top target for this MacArthur team all day, and Michael Edelson has just been getting attacked all game, and right now he has not been up to the task.
Yeah, John Dinkelman he's an outstanding football player. We see he's got great route running skills, and his hands have been perfect. He's done everything that the coaches have asked him to do so far this game.
The kick is through. We are tied 7-7, and it looks like we have a game to remember. And also remember, the Generals thought this was going to be a blowout, or at least you guys did. I was not permitted to pick because the Mano curse exists, but MacArthur is going to have an Instagram post similar to the NFL teams, and all the analysts pick against them.
Yeah, agree.
If this trend keeps up, then it's going to be a long night of social media trolling for whoever the Generals admin is.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you didn't make any sort of prediction at all, because once you make a prediction, that team just automatically loses. It never really goes well for you when it comes to that Mano curse.
I never said anything. I had no prediction. That's why I got excluded from that segment. I just made the graphics.
Yeah,
So now
you make good graphics, though. I'll tell you that. You make good graphics.
So now, Mepum has got to move all the way down the field. This is going to have to be a quick drive. Mepum needs some points on the board right now. Otherwise, trouble is abound.
Yeah, this Mepham team, they got to be fast. They got to make smart
Squib kick.
decisions.
It's muffed. It's going to be taken by Green. And Devin Green takes it to the 40. And now, let's see what Mepham has in there. Let's see if the Pirate faithful can match this noise, because right now they're getting outclassed by these general fans, and namely the parents.
Yeah, this Pirates offense, they got to get something going now. They've had a few good drives that just haven't really, turned into points for whatever reason. And, they got 31 seconds left in this half. They got to do a good job. They have some timeouts left. And, they got to make sure that they stay aggressive but also stay smart. Don't do anything stupid. No ill-advised throws downfield to make sure you can get out of bounds.
Absolutely. Remember the clock. Remember, timing is similar to college where the clock stops until the ball is spotted. They're going to throw the screen again. It's Mulqueen. Mulqueen is going to be down at the 42.
So an interesting play call there for the Pirates. They try to get a quick screen behind the receiver and not getting much, and I believe they're going to let the clock maybe run out till halftime.
You have 2 timeouts. There's absolutely no reason to do that, especially with all of the momentum being on the side of MacArthur. And the clock is going to run out, and MacArthur storms back at half. It is 7-7.
Yeah, MacArthur has done a good job this game, coming in big underdog to do a good job tying this game, and coming into halftime, the momentum, even though it is a tie game, lies with the MacArthur Generals.
This is honestly, I don't want to say an embarrassing half for the Pirates, but that's really what it's been. It has been just underwhelming offensively past the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and if they can rekindle that form from minute 0 to minute 5, they're golden, but they have to find that form and find it fast. And Ryan Marr, third member of our crew, is down with the men making it happen. Coach Matt Moody is standing by with Ryan, going to Ryan Marr right now.
Hello, I'm Ryan Marr here with Coach Moody. You had a great first half. What strategies worked for you in this first half?
We did a good job stopping them early on, but penalties kind of shot us in the foot a little bit as we went through the second quarter. Taking away opportunities we had and giving MacArthur a couple more chances to tie the game up.
What strategies are you going to use in the second half to get the upper hand on this team?
It's back to fundamentals. It's doing running the ball efficiently. It's tackling, stopping them, putting them behind the sticks where we can take advantage of it.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half, and up to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, and welcome back after a unbelievable half, 7-7. It is a tie game. I'm Finnegan Corcoran-Doolan with...
I'm Jake Mano, and what a game it has been so far, and an unexpected one at that, you could say. I mean, you saw the predictions earlier. We all had Mepum winning, and none of us really had it to be close. So going into half at a 7-7 low-scoring ball game, that's surprising to say the least.
Exactly, and you're exactly right. We just saw, obviously Dom Novello had a great half of rushing. Again, he got a rushing touchdown, but he did have a few, actually two fumbles, which we haven't really seen in his Mepum career. That's only the few mistakes that we have seen. But again, Mepum are looking to get back into this game. We talked about it, the Stephen Mulqueen one-handed interception. Jake, what do you think?
I mean, that has to be one of the best catches I've ever seen, and that's
definitely.
That's not even from a high school player. That's
exactly.
Just in general. That is one of the best catches. You could call it a helmet catch-esque. It was really just an absolutely amazing catch and a huge turning point in this game.
Definitely, yeah. Some Odell Beckham Jr. magic over there with that one-hand catch. We also did see MacArthur score a touchdown right at the end there. Unbelievable drive from them. It really just shows their humbleness early on into the half. As we said, that final drive, it just shows the willingness for MacArthur that they never give up. I think it was about 41 seconds remaining when that touchdown went in. And, man, it was a good touchdown, wasn't it?
Oh, well, it definitely was. I mean, that's only some of Dom's, I think, 120-something rushing yards up to yet. And I think one of the reasons they only have 7 points, because obviously Dom's having a great game, but I think MacArthur is really just getting in their head. I mean, you know, they had a tough time in the playoffs against them last year, losing to them in probably the biggest game of some of their careers. But maybe they still see a little bit of ghost, you could say, about that past team, and maybe it's haunting them. And it's just MacArthur's getting in their head, and that's just Mepham's going to have to overcome that.
Well, you look at the 3 keys to the game again, and one of them being stopping the run. They've stopped it in some places, but, you know, still looking back at MacArthur, Rocco Hogan is still getting through. Safer secondary has been kind of working for them, and getting Norris involved, that hasn't really shown, has it?
I think one of the reasons that hasn't been working is Sal Orlando. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's one of the DTs for MacArthur. He's been getting pressure every play, and even while he's double teamed, he's gotten a couple tackle for losses. I think he got a strip fumble, maybe. I think he's just been getting pressure on Dom. It's forcing him to make some bad plays, and he's not getting really just the designs that he's wanted.
We also can't forget that MacArthur could have probably took the lead in the half. You know, Jack Maurer, the kicker, just missed it. It was very slightly close, as you know, what we saw there. But going back to Chris Norris, he does have, you know, we saw him drop the ball once that half. I think it was almost like, you know, Novello was just looking out of the pocket and then kind of just threw it last second. As you look, do you think Norris will have a better second half, and do you think they'll target him more?
Well, I think they're going to have to. That was obviously one of their keys, and I think Norris has very recently been a huge part of this Mepum offense. I mean, 4 touchdowns, wasn't it?
Yep.
I mean, he has been he's been the point scorer, he's been the just offense maker for Mepham Pirates. So I think getting him involved is going to be one of their main goals.
Definitely. The 3 keys to the game for MacArthur, as we can see, one of them was, you know, establishing the passing game, as you said earlier. You want to go on with the others?
Yeah, one of them was blitzing the A-gap, which Sal Orlando has definitely been able to do. He's been getting pressure, as I said, and getting separation in the zone. They have been doing that. So while Mepum hasn't really been able to get their keys to the game, MacArthur has been executing them perfectly. And I think one of the main factors is John Dinkelman.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier in the game, I was predicting Andy Lees to really be the #1 receiver, but Dinkelman has really set his name apart from the rest. He's been separated from the pack. He's just been quick, he's been agile, he's been making plays, and he is this offense maker for MacArthur.
As you said, too, and he has put points on the board, which is very important. John Dinkelman got a touchdown, and, you know, 1 foot, that's all it takes in high school football. You know, just kind of kicks over the pylon, and that was a touchdown. Again, very good drive, and then Jack Maurer gets a little redemption as he gets his PAT successful. So it was a great drive for, you know, the MacArthur Generals, as we just saw in the end there. And, you know, Palomino, you know, we were kind of discussing him earlier. Do you think he's having a better, you know, quarter in the second quarter compared to the first?
I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to have about the same quarter. But before we get back to football, let's talk about the morning announcements. Do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, sure. Hold on a second. BMB morning announcements you can see every Friday morning with me. I have been on for the last 2 weeks. There's some other hosts, of course, Haley Hepworth, Sean McQuillan, Matthew Mano is on sports at times, also Tyler Steinberg. And, you know, obviously it's every morning. You know, we broadcast it on the Thursdays. But, again, unbelievable there. And, you know, you may be in the future, huh? Yeah?
Maybe next year.
Maybe when I'm graduated and your brother's graduated, you get to be on the sports. I love it. And you can't forget about cumulonimbus Charles, as he's the weatherman himself.
You got to see him earlier in the broadcast for his prediction. Yep. But don't forget about around campus. Hannah Broxmeyer and Riley
Broxmeyer, yep. Riley Freed over there. Obviously, you know, this week interviewing the interim assistant principal, which is great to watch. Make sure you go and watch those. All right, now looking back at it, again, very, very close game. Who do you say is going to be the winner of this game with the next 2 quarters to go, or do you think it goes to overtime?
I don't think it would go that far. And I think Mepum will pull it out barely, and it's for this reason. I mean, MacArthur has been able to execute their keys perfectly, but Mepum really hasn't. I mean, Dom's been playing great, but the rest of the team hasn't been able to get something to click. So if they're tied when they're not having their best performance, I think as soon as really coming out of the half they get stuff to work, I think they're going to be able to pull it out.
Definitely, and you just saw that graphic on the screen. Dom Novello has 112 yards and a touchdown on the rushing end of things. And again, we look at him as being a quarterback who can, get out of the pocket. But again, it has caused him some missed troubles. We saw 2 fumbles. That's, very scary for the Pirates. One of them was recovered, we know, but the other one wasn't, and that was a turnover on downs for MacArthur. MacArthur's defense has been great, haven't they?
I mean, definitely. They've been able to get pressure, obviously. I've reiterated it way too many times, I don't know, but that's been the main factor. I mean, the corners have been locked down. I think Dom has been able to get 20 yards passing, just not much. Now we go to midweek update. Luke, and Michaela Dobby are your sports reports. Tune for your segment with Jacob Sardui and Ariel Budrum, and your host, Ryan Marr, Jacob Sardui again, Steven Soul, and the girls you all know and love, Bree Bowl and Gisette Cheveria, Sammy Rooney, and Maya Stone. Tune in to that every Wednesday. And, well, let's just get back to football, as halftime is going to come to an end soon. But until then, who do you think has been the big difference maker here for Mepham?
You obviously look at it, Dom Novello, and obviously he's a player that kind of almost compares to a D1 athlete as a quarterback. Last year we saw him more of as a running back, wide receiver, and obviously, Hunterkamp was the, quarterback. Obviously his brother's on the team right now, Dylan Hunterkamp, who's part of the O-line actually. But, just to look at it, I mean, MacArthur, it's just very scary because obviously it's almost the ghost of the past coming back to them. You said that earlier, but, Mepum destroyed MacArthur last time they versed each other, 42-0. That was how, things went for the Mepum Pirates. But this time they let up a touchdown, and it's looking like a closer game than the Mepum Pirates would have thought.
Well, definitely. I mean, when it's a low-scoring game, a 7-7 ball game, points are really everything. And just the fact that missed field goal, I think they're going to be talking about that in the locker room. The fumble after the interception from Mulqueen. I mean, just these small errors lead to Mepum really just not being able to pull out the victory that they've been hoping so far. And although the game's not over, this is not the start that they want in the first half.
Definitely not. Yeah, they want to score more, but that hasn't been the ideal thing for them right now. MacArthur is stopping them a lot of the time. We saw a few reps from Ryan Thier at first getting into that running back role, but from there on, it's been kind of him just blocking a little on offense. So we're going to have to see who they're going to be using. Maybe they use some of those wide receivers over there for Mepum. But, again, it hasn't been a passing game for Mepum. It's been a full-on, rushing game with Dom Novello. Here's a replay here, and, we saw this. What a throw, but no.
Top 10 plays.
Yeah, unbelievable from him.
Only thing about that is they got that interception, and Dom ran it the next play and wasn't able to hold on to the football. It went from a turnover from Mepum to a turnover back to MacArthur, and it was almost really just as nothing really mattered, and it was just a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, the next play literally was a turnover on downs, and MacArthur get right back into the game instantly. That's how you show one mistake may happen, and then boom, right onto another. They get the ball back within, within a minute, not even football time, and it was just unbelievable to see that. Again, MacArthur, look, they are just playing unbelievably compared to the last showing that they had against the Mepum Pirates.
Definitely. Well, halftime's going to come to an end soon, but I got to ask, Mepum's been in their huddle for a lot. What do you think that Coach Moody has said to them?
Well, I'll tell you something. Coach Moody will be, saying to every player, do you want this? I think that's a thing that comes from all coaches when a season's coming to an end. Some of the senior players, this could be your last football game, always comes from a coach. But again, it will be, do you want the win? And I think, they'll come back out. We saw this with a few weeks ago where they were losing 17-14 going into halftime. It was out of nowhere for them. And then, boom, they get right back into the game. I think they won that game 35-17 or something, but it was just an unbelievable game. The second half showing from the Pirates could be their willingness. And again, it hasn't been always the same. With Long Beach, they went in 27-0 at halftime. They let up 13 points in the halftime. So in the second half, my bad there. But again, they're inconsistent with second halves, but when they are on form, nobody can stop the Pirates. And that could be the showing of today.
Well, here's the thing. You know what they say. Playoffs is an entirely different atmosphere. While the Mepum fans are definitely showing out, you could hear it in the crowds, but Mepum hasn't been able to perform. Maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's just the fear of the ghost of MacArthur past, but they haven't been able to perform. Maybe stuff has gotten to their heads, but it's just nothing's clicking here. As they're going to get ready, they're already out in the field. Moody's having them do more exercises. They are getting locked in for this second half.
Yeah, and you would have to think at this point, you got to put everything else that's going on in life right now to aside. You got to think football, football, football. I think that's what Moody is kind of thinking of right now. These guys, they have to want to win this. This could be the last time we see some of these Mepham Pirate players play on a football field. And again, for MacArthur, they are on such a high. I mean, they scored right at the end of the half. They are absolutely celebrating. They are feeling the best they can right now. And for the Mepham Pirates, they needed that lift up. And I'm sure Coach Moody gave the speech to have, a big second half.
Well, one thing many don't know about this Mepham Pirates is they are a family together. I mean, I went to the pasta party on Friday. They are a family. Just the memories they have, the laughter they share. They are one unit, one united family, and just the chemistry that brings onto the field, especially some of the quarterback receivers, or just some of the chemistry that this brings, it really translates to game action. I think if they can really just dial in that chemistry, this game script could completely flip.
Exactly. I mean, exactly what you said. I mean, look, anything can happen. And that's, I want to go on to your point earlier, that playoffs, it's just such a different perspective of what could happen. I mean, it's really unbelievable that MacArthur is somehow showing up this game. They are at Mepum. Right after, school ends, all the fans are going to this game from the Mepham Pirates, and MacArthur is still blocking that surrounding noise out of the Mepham fans screaming for the Pirates to win, and they are, obviously, doing really well, to say the least. I mean, look, it might not be playing at New Orleans Saints Stadium or something, but when you are at a high school game, it can be sometimes hard to block that out. All right, well, let's send it down back to Ryan Marr. He is with the coach of MacArthur.
Hello, I'm Ryan Marr. I'm here with Coach Fehrenbach. You had a great first half. What do you think you have to do to keep going?
Just keep making plays. We made some.
I'm here at Mepum High School with a score still 7-7, and what is a little bit of an upset right now coming from the MacArthur General. Something's maybe brewing, Tyler. What can we expect in the second half?
Yeah, obviously, this MacArthur team coming in as underdogs. They, no one really knew what exactly we could expect from this MacArthur team. Well, let me tell you right now, they came up to play. They've done a good job at both sides of the ball in the first half. The offense having multiple opportunities and making it, at least cashing in when it counted. And the defense, they've had multiple turnovers caused. And I think in the second half, we got to see just again continue the short passing game and the running the ball, because all of a sudden that opens up the passing game. That is really the main reason why this MacArthur team has scored any points. And then the defense just keep doing what you're doing. The defense is dominant. We've seen them be elite and really pressure, coverage, all that has been perfect.
And Tyler, I mean, the fan impact is unbelievable right now. It's almost like it's home of the Generals right now. It's like we're playing right now in Levittown at the moment. And Pirate Nation, I mean, they're here, but they don't got the same energy that this Levittown side has right now. Now, looking towards the Mepum side of the ball, offensively, the aerial attack has to start coming to life a little bit. I can see how Coach Moody likes them putting him in the pocket with Dom and Thier and having that two running back motion, but it's not going to work all game. You're going to have to start throwing the ball. You have four great wideouts 2 strips right and left. They have to start utilizing that. And John Marco is going to get set to kick it away and begin this second half action of the Nassau County playoffs. John Marco has been an excellent kicker for the Pirates all season. Boots it away. It's a pretty good kick. It gets to the end zone, and it's recovered.
Takes it from the 14.
And Chang gets a pretty good return. It looks like he'll be down around the 30-yard line. And here comes this MacArthur offense that at first wasn't that electric and now has turned up the energy.
Yeah, this MacArthur offense so far, it's really just John Dinkelman doing what he does best. I mean, the route running, the hands, all that.
Rocco Hogan with first down and more.
Yeah, Rocco Hogan, the same player that set up earlier, had that quick screen pass to him. He goes out, he gets about 25 yards, making that big play, giving the MacArthur team a great chance to score with not much time left in the half. And right there, again, showing his impact on this game.
The Forcelli and Hogan connection has worked out all day today. Nothing in the B gap right there. Hogan takes it. That was a beautiful power run. Big first down still remains now for the Generals.
Yeah, Rocco Hogan putting that shoulder down, not afraid of the contact, and fighting for an extra few yards.
Yeah, we're one play in, and the Generals offense and fan base is more electric than ever before. Palomino's going to give it back to him. Hogan breaks the tackle a few. It looks like he'll have about a gain of 4 or 5.
Looks like you have an injured Pirate.
It looks like we have a player down. It looks like Chris Norris for the Mepum Pirates is down.
Looks like he might be holding his elbow, either his elbow or maybe something with the knees, but still, I mean, never like to see a player hurt.
When a player is down like that, it's a tough one to look at.
And he's one of the toughest players on this team, as we've seen numerous times in the past. He's a great player and very valuable for this Pirates team, so we're going to hope that it's nothing too serious.
And both teams going to take kneels here, cheerleaders, whole Mepum unit, all going to kneel. And, I mean, he's one of the toughest people I know in general, often on the football field. I mean, he is just strictly tough, and you hate to see a star player hurt like this. He has been one of the X factors for this Pirates offense and defense. I mean, recently, his touchdown rate has just increased to the max, and it looks like he's going to get up, walk it off with the trainer and Coach Moody. It's a great sight to see.
Yeah, you always love seeing it. When a player goes down, they're hurt, you can tell that they're in extreme pain, but, you know, especially when they're able to get up and walk on their own 2 feet, it's just one sight that you always like to see.
Yeah, it's great sportsmanship displayed by both fan bases here today. I mean, and now Palomino right now in the run game with him and Hogan is really effective at the moment. How can Mepum adjust defensively at the moment with the front 7?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job disguising a lot of their coverages. They had a problem with the one-on-ones, and they started disguising more safeties. And I think the pressure just got to do a better job. They got to get to the quarterback a little better.
Give it back to Hogan. He's going to bounce out, makes a nice spin move, and turns nothing into something. Gets a gain of about 2.
Yeah, great job by this Pirates D-line. Again, they're doing a good job stopping this shift. You have the guard pull, and they just do a good job getting, past their offensive lineman. And, you see about 3 or 4 gray jerseys all around Rocco Hogan.
Looks like we're going to have 3rd down and 5. Yeah, like, look at this replay here. Bounces off the block here, and then spin moves, turns nothing into something. At least he gets a little gain, even if it's 1 yard. 1 yard can mean a lot now.
Yeah, good job by Hogan. Again, very much could have been a loss of 3 to 4 yards, but because of his effort, making it just a gain of 1.
Hunter Keegan had a nice tackle. That was a very nice tackle from Hunter Keegan.
Yeah, all these gray jerseys doing a good job swarming this MacArthur running backs.
It is loud. Both fan bases are on their feet. Palomino up the middle. Does he have enough? That's going to be short.
Definitely going to be close, but
it's going to be a really close call here. We'll find out right now.
Down.
They're going to call.
It's going to be short.
Yep, 4th and inches it looks like.
4th down and inches.
So yet another tough call that it's going to be for this MacArthur offense. And, we've seen a few times where they've had some 4th downs. And, this one, we're having a 4th and 1, just so important. Because if you're not able to get it, this Mepum team going to be set up with great field position. And I believe they're going to bring the chains out.
Now, if you're Coach Fehrenbach, if it is 4th and inches, I mean, what do? You're midfield right now. You're worried that this Mepum offense might have a lot of momentum on the offense, that they're coming back angry and strong. I mean, are you going for it at midfield?
Yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. You saw earlier when MacArthur had the ball on their own 2-yard line, did a good job running the QB sneak, and they got about 3 or 4 yards. That would be my go-to play call here. But We're going to wait for the refs. They're going to stick it. Fourth down.
Call stands.
So good job by the referees. They need a little bit more credit here and there, making the right call, and now we're going to go fourth down.
The football dads from the Levittown side are like cracking me up. I love this.
Yeah, we love how enthusiastic these MacArthur fans are so far.
Look at this Mepum defense rallying this Pirate Nation. Pirate fans are on their feet at the moment. Palomino in the offense, staying on the field. This could be the momentum shift in this game.
3 players in the backfield.
3 men up the A-gap right now for the Mepum Pirates defense. Can Palomino get it? He has blockers behind him. It looks like he's going to pick it up. That's a general first down.
Yeah, like I said again, we saw them run that QB sneak earlier. They got about 2 or 3 yards.
Can find some room up the middle. And Norris gets into it a little bit.
Yeah, but again, a good play there by Rocco Hogan. Just such a tough and large statue to try to go up against. And reminds me a lot of the Ryan Thier version for the Pirates. And he's just a hard guy to bring down one-on-one. And, just does such a great job breaking tackles.
Still on the bottom edge of that Norris and Scott Molina. Norris beat him, and then Scott Molina gave him a little push at the end. You always see that toughness and competitive nature between these 2 playoff teams. I mean, it's playoffs now. Here come the Pirate fans. Pirates are loud now. Palomino in the same formation. 1 fullback, 2 running backs, Forcelli and Hogan. They give it to Forcelli. He's got room up the middle, and it looks like he's going to pick up.
Not great tackling there for the Pirates. You see the offensive line doing a great job. They push up, they get some guys in the linebackers, but overall, again, not great open field tackling to start this third quarter.
Forcelli with a big first down for the Generals, and I mean they're moving down the field and they are not using the passing game really as much. I mean, look at this run. He's got all the room in the world. It's a missed tackle by Hunter Keegan, but I mean that's a hard wrap to make. If you're going that low, that's a pretty hard wrap.
Yeah, and again, I like how this offensive line from MacArthur does a good job stepping up.
There you go. Forcelli up the middle, but it looks like he'll get a short gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, again, I like how this MacArthur team, they use that run game to open up everything else, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some shot downfield on this play.
Yeah, it's a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. And you know what? It's just smart. Just be smart. Be simple. You realize you're in a game like this right now. You're in playoffs. This could be an upset. You just got to play smart. Brains over brawn right now.
Couldn't have said it any better, Q.
Forcelli and Hogan, the 2 lead backs, still have a fullback there.
Similar formation, a lot of the plays this drive from MacArthur.
Tom Bennett at fullback.
Movement on the line of scrimmage.
Looks like false start on the offense.
Not a great job there. One of those penalties that you can just not afford if you're MacArthur. You're sitting pretty, you're doing a good job so far this drive, and now all of a sudden you're going to be backed up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's one of those plays you cannot have on a drive like this. A momentum shift of a drive. Now, if you coach Fahrenbach, you're thinking of possibly using that aerial attack, and you don't really want it right now because your running game is so strong at the moment with the 2 running back formation.
And I think another thing that this does, you look at 2nd and 13, this is almost an obvious passing down drive, and that shot that you might have wanted to take downfield on 2nd and 8, you can't really do that on 2nd and 13.
Chris Hogan, Palomino, drops back. He's got it over the field, and it's intercepted!
Intercepted by
What a play there.
Intercepted by Stephen Mulqueen, and the Mepum Pirates defense gets a big stop. Originally, the ref called the ball down. Did you see that?
Yeah, but they're going to give it Pirates ball anyway. What a way to bounce back for Stephen Mulqueen. We saw he had that drop on the screenplay in the second quarter, and right there, he steps up, he makes the pick, obviously having that amazing catch in the first half, and Mulqueen's having himself a great game defensively.
I mean, fantastic one. And we just talked about how the false start could affect the aerial attack, and now they have to use that aerial attack, and that's what it leads to. An interception over midfield, and Stephen Mulqueen is one-on-one on the bottom of your screen. Novello's going to give it off to Thier. Thier trucks again, and it's a solid gain up the middle.
And like we said earlier, again, you're looking at 2nd and 8. You can really do what you want. Your run game's been really good. You've been able to throw the ball downfield. Once you go to that 2nd and 13, it really takes out any run play. They're not too worried about it. They can run that soft man coverage, soft zone coverage, and you really just know what's going to come to you.
MacArthur fans are loud. All chanting defense, Mepum chanting offense. This is playoff atmosphere, folks, in Bellmore, New York. Novello moves right. Wants to throw first, but doesn't. Gonna run it up the gut. Get a decent gain, and it looks like it's gonna be 3rd and short.
Yeah, so we see there for the Pirates. They go to that old-fashioned just
here. I mean, it's just pure class for both teams.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the part of the game that really makes the team, and sportsmanship is just so important. We see there Forcelli doing a good job getting up on his own 2 feet. You see his teammate Hogan helping him off the field. As the
Forcelli helping out Hogan.
Still down.
And when you're in a running back room like that, you have to be almost brothers with your other running back, and you can just see the connection and chemistry between those two. Forcelli definitely shaking up a little bit as he really goes towards the bench, but it also looks like the other D lineman, Nick Malau, one of the JV call-ups from this MacArthur team, a young JV call-up. I mean, playing in a playoff game like this, I mean, kudos to him, and we hope he gets better really fast.
Yeah, I also want to point out we saw Forcelli here take us.
And he's definitely got that for the first down.
Yeah, great job there by Dom Novello, just taking it himself, going right up the gut, putting his shoulder down, and getting the easy first down.
Just got to play smart. I mean, if it's a small scoring game like this where defense is where it's all at today and the run game has been effective for both teams at points, I mean, it's brains over brawn. That's the story of the game like this.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. We've seen that this MacArthur team has stepped up in numerous ways from their last time meeting here at Mepum. And, they've shown that this isn't going to be an easy game, Mepum. You're not going to be able to walk all over us. And MacArthur just a great job on both sides of the ball.
I feel like waves at a football game are a little extensive, a little too much. And the Mepum Pirates just tried to do that, and it just did not work. Now Novello hands it off to Thier. Thier's got room on the right side. Thier. He's getting a tackle right around the 47. Helmet off. Big gain for Ryan Thier.
Again, we know how strong Ryan Thier is. One of the players that you do not want to line up one-on-one with when it comes to the Pirates. When the running backs are coming at you and you're a linebacker, see a number 32 coming your way, you might want to move out of the way. That's a big player and a very strong player when he puts his shoulder down. He can lay the boom on you.
And by the way, just looking back towards the Levittown sideline, Joey Forcelli does look like he's okay jogging down up and down the sidelines. It looks like he will probably be back in next drive or even on this next play. As he goes to coach now. Novello shotgun goes back. He's got pressure. Dumps it off to Cuccinella. He's going to get tackled right around the 40. Oh, a little late hit there on the head.
Yeah, great job there for the Pirates. I like the patience shown by quarterback Dom Novello. He sits in the pocket, he waits, he does a little bit of a back step, and then just quick pass over for the Pirates, and they get a big gain.
Excuse me, that's not Michael Cuccinella, it's Nicky Sedina. They brought in Sedina for a little screenplay there. Moody always likes to throw in those little trick plays here. I mean, look, this play was not designed for Nicky Sedina at first, and I mean, a little halfback slip screen to the left worked pretty well in their favor.
Yeah, they're like, he's such a fast, talented player, and he does a good job reading the defense, sees the hole, and this offensive lineman for the Pirates doing a good job pushing up on the play.
Mepum going with one of the most effective running formations. Walker and Norris side by side with Thier right behind Dom in shotgun formation. Both Queen and Kuchar on both wideouts. Thier's got room. He's got room, but there's a flag, and it looks like this one's probably coming back.
Yeah, you see a good play there by Mepum, but again, another flag that might very much cost them and bring that play back.
Yeah, it looks like this one's coming back, and here it is.
I believe it's a holding.
I mean, let's check the replay here. Good. Just a little too much on the bottom of your screen. I saw the little hand still out there.
Yeah, the hand getting on top of the shoulder pad, a little too much grabbing the jersey, and the refs are going to call that every time. That's not really a hard call for the refs to make, and a play that you really can't happen if you're the Pirates.
Yeah, that's one of those obvious calls there. Chains move back, but still first down, but 1st and 20. 1st and 20 for the Pirates. Dylan Dunn comes back in. Nick Walker goes out.
Yeah, Dylan Dunn, they like to do a lot of pre-snap motions with him. Sometimes send him across from one side to the other. They like to just move them all around and try to make some confusion and also help Dom Novello tell whether the defense is going to run some sort of zone or man play.
Dylan Dunn taking the slot. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Norris is back in the game on offense. Novello shotgun over midfield. Norris, he's got it.
Across the middle.
A little underthrown from Novello, but Norris gets it. Huge first down. Norris's first play back in on offense since that injury occurred. Now they're at the 25, and Mepum's in a hurry up.
Yeah, what a job there. Dom Novello steps back. He sees Norris wide open. Norris puts his hand up saying, hey, give me the ball, man. I'm wide open. He does that, and a big chunk play there.
One of the most effective X-Factor players for this Pirates offense. Sedina now at the running back. Dom, QB keep, but gets absolutely stuffed by this defense.
Yeah, not a great read there by Dom Novello. We thought he had a chance. He thought Cedito was covered. Happened he wasn't. Took him himself, and this MacArthur defense doing a good job stepping up and making a tackle.
It looks like Scott Molina gets it. Credited with the tackle there.
Again, we've seen a lot of back and forth between these two. And, you know, one play, the Mepham gets a chunk play. They put Novello trying to get a throw down the left sideline, ends up holding it, and then right there credited for the sack. Again, Vasquez.
This Mepum line needs to hold them strong here. MacArthur's really bringing in the pressure right now on Dom Novello. Novello's...
It's going to be interesting to see what this Pirates team does here on 3rd and 20.
They have blitz. Novello didn't read it. And it's a little overthrown. That big corner blitz there, right there. I mean, that just changed the whole atmosphere of that whole play.
Agree with you. Yeah, it's one of those plays that it's hard to read as a quarterback. You don't really know, no matter what pre-snap motion you're going to have. It's really hard to tell when that cornerback's going to come at you. A great play call by the defensive coordinator, and it really messes up all that Dom Novello had. His timing gets thrown off. He doesn't have as much time to throw the football, and right there, just a quick shovel, not able to get it incomplete.
Yup, absolutely, Tyler. 4th and 20 now for the Mepum Pirates on their own 36. Excuse me, on the MacArthur 36, and they're going to have punter John Marco Priola kick it off.
Yeah, we know Priola has that boot, already having one punt today inside that 5-yard line. Let's see what he does here.
It's a good snap. He got it almost, Velasquez. And he's going to fair catch it.
It's a fair catch called.
And now, I mean, Mepum offense had a pretty good drive there, but great blitz attacks came from this Generals team. And now the Mepum Pirates will bring out the defensive unit, and MacArthur QB Paulino will come back on the field.
Yeah, so we see here again this MacArthur offense now going to have a chance. The Pirates again leaving empty-handed on the offensive side of the ball, and you know now this MacArthur team is going to have a chance to answer back. But both these teams have really stepped up. The defenses have been great on both sides.
I mean, and also if you're coach Thurback right now, what are you telling your offense in the huddle right now?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job mixing up that short passing plays and the run game. They've done a good job of doing that. And then as we saw in the first quarter, the first half, the real reason why this offense was successful was when they were getting those chunk plays and they were looking downfield throwing the ball. And we see once in a while when they get aggressive, it really pays off for this offense.
Palomino in shotgun formation. Almost dropped the ball there. Palomino. Hand it off to Hogan.
That's a keeper up the middle.
Fake handoff there. Palomino with a solid gain.
Let's see where the spot is.
So as we see now, waiting for the spot. We'll be up on the 19-yard line.
That's a gain of about 8.
It's going to be 2nd and 2 now. Still in MacArthur territory, however.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see here now what MacArthur does on 2nd and 2. Wouldn't be shocked if they run it straight up the gut.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good prediction there. I'm not going to lie. There we go. Palomino still in shotgun formation.
Palomino takes
a handoff down the. Yep, just like you said, Tyler. Handoff right up the gut. It's Chris Hogan.
Yeah, again, you know, a good play call here from MacArthur, keeping it simple. And just like that, able to get the first down. So as we see now, we wait for the play call. We're going to have a quick change. Now the quarterback taking the field for the MacArthur Generals, with a tie game 7-7 here with 39 seconds and counting left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, this should be a big play here. Palomino, first down at 10, and we're coming towards the end of the 3rd quarter action. Hogan up the middle. Gets absolutely stuck by that Mepum defense.
So a good play there again for this Pirates defense. We've seen once in a while, they've kind of been on and off with that open field tackling. Some plays they've done a good job. You see a lot of times there's a lot of great jerseys around those MacArthur running backs, and right there was a prime example of that.
The junior Jake Leckliner coming up big with a huge hit.
Yeah, Leckliner, one of those lengthy players on this D-line for the Pirates. Not the biggest player, but...
See what you did there, lengthy Leckliner? Sounds similar.
He's got a new nickname now.
And we're going, as we head into 4th quarter action, we still have a 7-7 game here in Bellmore. Pirate Nation is up, so is General Nation.
So as we see again, a great job by this MacArthur team. Again, this crowd is very much in it for MacArthur, and it's going to be interesting to see what changes they make.
All right, so we got a 4th quarter to remember in this playoff game.
Mano, so, I mean, after what you were just witnessing from that third quarter, I mean, still 7-7.
This is just a defensive showdown, to be honest. And I couldn't say like anything more than you were right. The fireworks were out like I had predicted, but it was really coming more from the defensive side of the ball. Those interceptions by both sides by the Mepum with his second of the day. Incredible play by him. And really all around, the defense has been flying on the field. It's just really been when either side runs, it's been both teams have been able to get the rushing attack going, but neither side has been able to get the passing attack going. And that's really what Mepham's been trying to do all game.
I couldn't agree with you more in this MacArthur offense with Chris Hogan, who has just been absolutely dominant on the running game with Joey Furcelli helping him side by side. They have just been really stopping on this Mepham front seven, going right up those A gaps and B gaps. I mean, this running game is just pulling off. And Palomino on his QB keepers is just really coming out strong.
That's exactly right. So this is a fourth quarter to remember. The 2 seed going up against the 7 seed, and this is something that you didn't really expect to see. Well, I mean, you kind of did when we were talking before the game.
Did a little bit.
It's one of those plays that you love to see from your quarterback. And Thier, now with his helmet off for the second time in 2 drives.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like the second time the helmet's come off. I mean, it shows he's going all over the place. But
right in the chin strap. That's where all you got to do.
Very much, very much. 3rd down and 7 for this MacArthur offense. Let's see what Palomino can come up with. This could be play of the game right now.
This is the biggest play of the game to the point.
It really is. I mean, the momentum shift here could either go one way or the other. So we'll have to just see.
This is all of the momentum in this game is riding on this 3rd down play. And MacArthur, I would not hesitate if you get 4th and short. I would not hesitate to just go for it. Why not? You've been having your way in the front, in the trenches. Why not try it?
Palomino drops back. Has pressure brought to him, and it's deflected by this Mepum defense.
That's a great play by Devin Green there. Devin Green got beat a couple times earlier in this game, but he is absolutely having a redemption tour of the second half. And now that brings up 4th and 7. It looks like the punt team's coming out.
Yep, the physical safety coming in with an absolute strong play there, getting pumped up with his teammates after, and you can see the Pirate fans seem pumped after that. And the MacArthur General fan base has gotten a little bit silent.
Like I said, Devin Green a little better as a roamer, even just one-on-one in zone coverage. That's where he thrives, and he showed it there. That's the play you want to see from Devin Green.
MacArthur out to punt now. It's a sky-high one, but it's not that far. McQueen will return it for maybe 3 yards, but I mean they're in MacArthur territory now, and it looks like they can start around the 46-47 yard line.
Now this is where you go to your leadership. You go to your seniors. They have experienced this before. Not a lot of these Pirates have had this playoff experience, but 2 guys that have is Dom Novello and your sure-handed receiver, Mike Cuccinella. We haven't called his name much all game, but he is due for a big play, and he's the most trustworthy of these receivers as far as catching the ball, being sure-handed, and he's had many big plays on BMB to this point. I wouldn't be shocked if we get another one from him.
Yeah, let's see what this offense can do. This Mepum offense has had its struggles today, and let's see how they can rebound now here in the 4th quarter. Novello rolls out left. He's got blockers with him. Nice block by Dunn. Dom stays in bounds. And it looks like he's getting a pretty nice gain there. And it looks like he's going to have 2nd, maybe 2 or 3.
It almost seems like in the 3rd quarter, Novello was kind of running scared. It kind of felt like the pressure was starting to get to him. But in this 4th quarter, and even in the last drive, he started to find his groove again, follow his blockers. He was way too hesitant with his cuts in the 3rd quarter. You saw that in the sack on 3rd down on the last drive as well. And Novello is really more getting back into the swing of things. It really seems like he's settling in now.
Yeah, I mean, also when he was running up the gut earlier, it definitely was not working out. I mean, the MacArthur defense was swallowing him up when he was going right up the middle. And now, Dom Novello just has to, I mean, his side running, whenever he's running to either side or to either sideline, it's working in his favor because he has blockers from receivers that are just stronger than some of the MacArthur D-backs. I mean, Dylan Dunn has had 3 key blocks on all Dom Novello's sideline runs.
And something that Mepum as a program emphasizing is lifting, getting everybody in the weight room. You know, Novello as the quarterback, he's the first one in at the 6:30 lifts. He even staged for the JV lifts. This program as a whole is really into weight room and moving a lot of it. And that's really what's gotten all these guys to be so strong.
Koenig, Dom Novello, shotgun formation with Theory to his left. Cuccinella, Norris on one side. You've got Dunn and 3 others on the other one.
You can hear the General Faithful as well.
Novello.
This section is so loud.
Novello goes midfield. Intended pass to Norris is incomplete.
See, that's one of those plays for MacArthur. That absolutely could have been a turnover for MacArthur. Jesse Sater was sitting there, just in the middle of the field, and that ball was tipped off Norris. That ball did not hit the ground, and both injured Pirate.
Looks like an O lineman and a D lineman, both for each respective teams, down on the field right now.
Looks like the Pirate town is cramping. The General, though, looks a little more serious, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the story of today also, there have been a lot of injuries in this game. And, I mean, it's playoff atmosphere. You have to give it your all, 100% effort, and you're going to hit as hard as you can. And, I mean, that's really been the story of the game today. And
Norris is also down as well, so there's 3 guys down on the field now.
Yeah, it saw like Norris had some distraught when he went to try to go get that catch down low. It looked like he was in pain as he was going down a bit.
So it looks like the injured Pirates are Don Levy and Norris, and then we still have yet to identify the injured General, but still these injuries, especially in the trenches, where both these teams, it's been back and forth with these offensive and defensive lines. 20 pounds, and very easily could be used as their version as the fridge if they choose to go that route in the goal line package, but. That is a huge loss. It looks like Orlando's walking off on his own power.
Yeah,
Don Levy, unfortunately.
And they're going to carry off.
He's getting carried off by Kevin Perry and another one of the assistant coaches for the Pirates. And Norris is still down.
Yeah, Norris had the injury earlier in this game where it looked like it was his elbow where he had some lower leg pain, and now Norris is just having a hard time getting up. Coach Moody's going to help him up, though, and Norris seems like he's trying to walk it off on his own power, and he will.
Looks like Norris is going to be okay.
And also, great classiness from both sides.
Yeah, and it also shows like the bond and the brotherhood that these teams have. Teams just going in between the center and the guards, and it's been really the strength for this Pirates team. But with guys now injured, it looks like Timmy Hars is going to come in and play right guard for the injured Aiden Don Levy. So that's something to look out. Both teams have an injured offensive and defensive lineman now, and they're both
motioning done. Fakes it, flips it to Thier, and the Mepum Pirates offense is getting stuffed at their line. MacArthur front 7 now is really getting into this running game. And you're gonna wonder when does Coach Moody start bringing out that aerial attack that Dom Novello presents?
So that's Ben Velasquez there making a huge play there, standing up there. Thier is one of the hardest guys to tackle in this entire conference, and MacArthur's done a great job keeping him in check. We'll see if that trend continues.
Novello not going to audible. Novello rolls out left. He's got room to run.
There's
down the sideline.
It's coming back. There looks like there was a hold.
And Mepham fans are calling for a flag.
Yeah, it looks like there was a hold on that play.
Yeah, this one might be coming back.
We will see, however. It's going to be a hold on Mepum.
Yep, hold on Mepum.
But all the way back.
And it's the same thing that happened to the MacArthur offense, just not what you can have at all. Momentum now almost just feels like it's just decreased so much off just 5 yards. Exactly same thing happened to this MacArthur offense when they had their false start card, which then led to an interception midfield.
So at this point in the game, also, if you get yourself into it, it's kind of just crossed my mind. If you get into the red zone and you have a 4th and 10, you could this could be a game where a kick could determine it.
This really could be, and it could really come down to a field goal possibly. MacArthur ready to blitz. They have an extra man with the blitz. Novello loses pressure, but it's a screen pass anyways. Mulqueen, can he break tackle?
Gets back to the sticks. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yep, it looks like 3rd and 10, and I mean, when you're Coach Moody here, I mean, you know the easy play call here. I mean, just look at this replay. O-line collapses because of the screen play, but also you need a blocker out there to help with there.
And that's where really Dylan Dunn helps you, but Dylan Dunn was used as a decoy in that play.
And also
he's so elusive. You got to put extra guys on him, and there it just kind of comes back and bites you.
And also totally when it's a 1v3 almost on the last side. Novello in shotgun. Thier to his right. Thier helping with an extra block. Novello's going long. He has Walker. It looks like it's going to be underthrown and incomplete. It will be now 4th down and 11 on the MacArthur 35. What will Coach Moody decide here?
And if you're Mepum, I'd punt here. I don't know about you, Sean, but I'd punt here, and this is what looks like. Yeah, it looks like Green's coming out, Keegan's coming out. Looks like we're going to be seeing a punt from these Pirates. Yeah, Priola's now strolling out.
John Marco Priola coming out onto the field, who has been very, very successful this season with special teams, and it's only his 1st year ever being the kicker/punter for this football team.
You keep hearing watch the fake, but honestly, I don't think so. On 4th and 11, it would be on 4th and 11.
From your side,
yeah, from your side of the field. Well, yeah, from your side of the field, but you also saw
Frank
the high snap handled well by Priola. It's going to be could be down again inside the 10. Just let it go as long as you can.
They're going to get to the 10. Right about to the 10-yard line as Frank MC calls for a catch, and now we get to see this MacArthur offense come back on the field. But a team that's very successful in the run game coming on the field with 8 minutes left and 3 timeouts, I mean, you could run the clock if you really want.
You could run the clock and then kick a field goal. You could probably take all 8 minutes and 28 seconds or 27 seconds off this clock and then use the final one for a field goal. But once again, the kicking game hasn't been the strongest for these Generals today. It's been one of the few weak points just so far today. Normally it's a strength. It's just an off day for them on special teams.
It really is an off day for their special teams unit. And here comes Junito Palomio back.
And Mepham's not ready.
Yeah, Mepum I don't think was ready really that much on defense there. And he's getting a okay run there. And the Mepum fans are on their feet. And they're starting to get loud.
Yep, you can hear it all the way from over here, and that's refreshing to see for Pirate fans watching at home. And also, that play where Mepham wasn't ready, that might have been a blessing in disguise, because Kevin Perry running on, literally strapping up his helmet, was shot out of a cannon and was in the perfect place when he got into the game action and was able to make the tackle with a little bit of momentum that he definitely used.
Gonna hand it off to Hogan. No, excuse me, it's for Charlie. And he's getting a pretty nice gain there, but yet Mepham defense unable to contain him in the middle.
It's not a first down though, it's going to be 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, but for a team that loves to run the ball, this could be scary for the Mepham defense.
I bet you, kid, I'm just going to channel my inner Tony Romo, and I bet you $5 this is going to be a run to the left. I would say Palomino goes right in between his left guard and center. This has got to be, especially if they come out in a 2-back set.
That's pretty smart.
2-back, 12 personnel.
Fans are on their feet.
They do.
Both sections.
2-back, 12 personnel. This is 12 personnel. This is a run to the left. I can almost see
it. They go left. Hogan finds the middle. It looks like Hogan's getting a first down.
It is a first down there. Got right over the line to gain. He needed the 20. He got the 21. And Hogan's going to have the first down.
First down, Generals. Palomino with the first down. You hear the General fan response.
You can hear the energy from here. These General fans, feet away from us, you can definitely hear them on the field.
1st and 10, 6:40 and counting left on the clock. It's a handoff to the right. Mepum defense can swallow for Hogan up on that one. And it looks like it's going to be second and long, excuse me.
See, the minute you get a chunk play and get a couple of yards on a run, get 5, 6, maybe even 4, set up the run to use the play action. It was something I said all the way back when I was a sophomore in the Mepham game against Kerr. I said it maybe 14 times in that entire game. Use the run, set up the play action. Really, the run game opens up everything for you. And the minute you see a chunk play from these Generals, I would expect to them to just go attack downfield.
2nd and 8 now for Palomino. It's a nice handoff. Hogan's got pretty good yardage there.
But he does not have the line to gain. This is going to be another 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd and short. But then again, this is where they excel here.
It is a first down, right at the 6.
They're going to give him a first down here, and Palomino's offense is at work and is moving the chains. The running game with Chris Hogan and Joey Forcelli is A+ right now.
Something that we didn't even, that you watched so much from going into this game, as you said, this is something that both of us neglected to say, that if MacArthur could take away the passing attack, they control the flow of the game. That's what they've been doing. Now they control the flow of the game with the run. Mepham's main weapons aren't really working, and on first down they got a good, decent gain there.
Up they got again there, and it looks like it's going to be a 2nd and maybe 6 to go. 2nd and 6 to go on Palomino, and his running game, Palomino doesn't even need to try throwing the ball right now. His running game is just being so effective right now that even the smallest amount of yards are just working in their favor, and they can chew up as much clock as they want. You had 3 timeouts, 4:55 left on the clock. You're not in any better position. Until that, though. That's a huge stop for them up in front 7.
That honestly not even really was a stop. He just, Forcelli really just tripped, and that's huge. That's a loss of a yard. Now it's 3rd and 6, and now MacArthur has.
Yeah, he just tripped. He just got tripped up. And if you can just see, he just went back in the game for Mepum Pirate fans. Chris Norris has re-entered the game on the right side of that D line. Here we go. This is a key moment in the game.
This is a huge play
Here's
right
the
here.
shift. Fans on their feet. Front 7's ready to blitz. Hand off to Hogan.
He slipped again.
Slips, goes down.
He's short.
About 4 yards on the play. He's short of the first down.
That
now
is
do you go for it?
Absolutely.
Even though you're in Mepham territory.
Absolutely.
Right now.
You're going to get, with the way the Mepham offense operates.
They're not.
With the way the Mepham offense operates, the way they're not. Wow.
I wouldn't, because you're in Mepham territory, and with a kicker like Gianmarco Priola, who can kick it from 30 plus, that's difficult.
I understand that, but Gianmarco Priola also has not attempted a field goal all year, let alone made one. So you could see a fake here. Yeah, we could see a fake.
They're gonna move him up.
No, they're gonna try and draw him off. I have a feeling they're not even gonna snap this ball.
And you're right.
That is correct.
Timeout, MacArthur.
We almost had an Indianapolis Colts moment, if you know what I'm trying to reference.
Oh my God, that play was horrible. But either way, 7-7 score right now, 3:23 left in this first round of the Nassau County football playoffs between the MacArthur Generals and the Mepham Pirates in a heated rivalry game.
So now, for the Generals, I really tend to go with the aggressive side, because that's just how I kind of like to manage my games whenever it's like me making the calls. But obviously, it's a very close game. Look at the clock, 3 minutes, and Mepham's offense, they do operate very quickly. Like, even their running plays get out of bounds. So it's not like MacArthur's going to have no time on the field and have to pull an Aaron Rodgers-esque minute left on the clock, drive down the field and score a touchdown. It's not like that at all. If they can kick the ball away to Mepham and have confidence that they're getting the ball back, and you could also go for it and have confidence that even if Mepham scores, you're getting the ball back.
Everything you just said is spot on. And it's 4th and 3. You're in your own territory.
There's no reason not. There's honestly no reason not to go with it. If you go for it and get it, the amount that you would gain in momentum, and honestly, it would just tire out the defense. And there
is Palomino coming back.
This is the game right here, I would believe.
Oh, no, Palomino's going out. It does look like they're going to punt. Palomino went out to the far side. Didn't see that there. And they will be punting it off.
Interesting decision. You can't really disagree with playing with a conservative play call.
Whistle on the field.
Now Mepham's going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Mepum. Seems like the coaches had a little bit of confusion there.
Could have been.
That's a Mepum timeout.
Now we get a little more time to talk it over. Now
you have to talk it over.
At this point, with 2 timeouts, you just called one, and now your opponent just called one. Why not? Send the offense on the field.
Right. Here's where strategy comes into play. Both teams now have 2 timeouts remaining in this contest. I mean, 4th and 3. They're going to punt, but I mean, you have to discuss what you're going to do offensively because you're not going to use those timeouts right? You're saving them until the very, very end.
So, and another thing is with MacArthur, it's really there's nothing where it leads. You can sense the fear almost of Mepum, and it feels like a first down could really end the game. And here comes Palomino. Oh no,
they would have Dylan Dunn return now. It looks like Stephen Mulqueen's going to be back.
It's the punt unit. Yeah, you want your most sure-handed returner. A muff is the most. That is the worst-case scenario here.
Here it is.
So we have a big rush unit for these Pirates, more than normal.
Here it is. They do fake it. Can they stuff them?
They got him short.
Find out. This is going to be it. This is a game of inches right now.
Football is a game of inches. You have to bring out the chains first of all.
It just comes up short by a few inches. And now Dom Novello gets to orchestrate offense with 2 timeouts left in MacArthur territory.
Looks like it was Isaiah Molina and Kujon in on the stop, and now
Dom Novello runs out left. Finds an open hole. Oh yeah, gain about 4.
Something that I love about Dom Novello as a runner is that he's so patient. He's not like a Dylan Dunn type that can just make cuts on a dime and just go bam, 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 and then all of a sudden he's gone. Novello really has to slow down. He's a big body, slows down all of his momentum, and assesses the blocking, and the intellect that he possesses is just such an asset to him. As he runs the ball, he's able to easily scope out those holes and go straight into them.
Mepham trying to get quick to the line here, but there's a little bit of confusion on what this play call could end up being. Dom Novello and Shaka were right there behind him. Norris right beside him at the fullback. Norris is a blocker. They give it to Thier, and Thier gets swallowed up by the MacArthur 7.
This is
Sal Orlando coming back from the injury.
You gotta run it away from him at this point. It's been about 6 times at this point, maybe even more, that we've been calling the name of big number 77. And at this point, you gotta just go away from him. The outside runs have been working for you. The QB keepers have been working for you. If MacArthur can go and run the same play over and over again, so
37, Novello. He's got Cooch. Michael Cuccinella breaks a few tackles, and he's got a big first half for the Mepum Pirates, and the Pirates are now in field goal range.
There is your playoff moment. There is your senior captain from Michael Cuccinella, and here you hear Dom Novello quieting his own fans. After all first half, we were hearing how the Mepum...
That's a moment right there where Novello tells Coach Moody, this is my game to win now. Novello's got this. He has his playbook open.
He's calling the plays
He's
now.
in shotgun. Thier's now beside him, no longer behind him. Norris is a block. Novello running right. He's got blockers. Norris opens a hole. And Novello's going to get a pretty big gain there. The Pirates are moving the chains.
Kevin Perry, though, I just want to shout him out. Kevin Perry with an incredible block. We thought, or the fans thought, that play was still going because Kevin Perry took Ralph Baccio and blocked him 10 yards past the line of scrimmage.
I mean, look at this replay here. Novello had all
the right tackle, number 77.
He knew he wanted this too. It's a great block all around. Key blocks from receivers, and now Novello back in field. 2nd down and 3 on the own 17. Novello hands out to Thier. Thier's got a hole. He's got some running room. And it looks like Thier has a first down. It looks like this is going to end up being 1st and goal for the Mepum Pirates.
At this point in the time, you control the tempo of the game. And now look at the coaching staff on the far sideline. Can we please get this up? Look at Coach Moody and the entire Mepum sideline calling the Mepum sideline and Pirates call to settle it down. Offense at work. Here's Novello.
Novello running right. Gets hit, but here's the thing. You have a minute. You have 2 timeouts here. Just run it, and you're right there. You're in field goal range. It's smaller than a PAT now.
The PATs are being kicked at the 2 at this level. This is essentially a PAT from the well-oiled machine, as they like to call it, a Poyola, Mayo, and Perry. This is their moment if they choose to have it, and we have a timeout.
Timeout for the Mepum Pirates.
Yes.
and that's going to be, they have one timeout left, and
take a look at how the blocking develops. It looks like Norris almost missed an assignment on that one. Looks like he kind of got away with it as well. He was supposed to block the defensive end but he's kind of lucky that the end went inside, and it could have been a tackle for loss because Norris chose to Norris double teamed. It looked like he almost missed an assignment there, but
all of a sudden, all the fans have gotten quiet.
All of a sudden, everyone
Coach
is
Mike
quiet.
McHugh for the other side, quieted down his own Mepum fan base, said, hey, offense is at work, let us focus, preparing to possibly kick the game-winning field goal. This MacArthur sideline has been silenced.
As Mepum freshmen, whether or not they're on the football team would know, when McHugh speaks, you listen. He commands so much attention and so much respect with the intensity of his voice, and that everybody listens when he speaks, and he's just a guy that's well respected as a security guard here at my school and as a coach.
Here it is. 51.8 on the clock. 2nd and 7 on the MacArthur 8.
Winner moves on.
This is the moment that Dom Novello has been dreaming of.
It is stay or go right now. Win, go home. Here it is. This is the game, literally right now. 51 seconds. Novello's in shotgun. Here next to him. Norris playing fullback on the right. Novello, QB keeper, gets stuffed up the middle.
There's Orlando again. It's Velasquez and Orlando for probably the 10th time this game between the two of them.
And our coaches just telling Novello, keep it going, but take your time.
Slow it down. They can kick is what you're telling Novello.
Slowly but surely, and this is going to come down to most likely a game-winning field goal situation. Novello runs left, trips, stumbles, but he's got room. Can he break the tackle? Novello!
And let's see on the field.
Short. They called it
short, but they have a timeout, and they're going to call it. Timeout called short of the goal line, but Mepum has the game in their hands.
Not only that was he short of the goal line, he was short of the line to gain entirely. This is 4th and
Here you
inches.
Go, 4th and inches. You're on the goal line. What is the call?
QB sneak. Why not? Put it in the hands of the man who's been in this program. Hold on, they're measuring.
Mepum did signal that timeout. Mepum is out of timeouts.
This is 4th and inches. If
can get a first down, depending on the spot. First down.
It is a first
down. It's a first down, first and goal, and the Pirates have a game-winning opportunity here at the goal line. Do you take it safe though and go for the 3, or do you just QB sneak, go up the middle?
Well, I will say, ball security has been an issue for most of these Pirates' weapons. Don, Thea, McQueen, Cuccinella, all of the Norris have all had some sort of ball security issues. Even Novello as well.
Novello's in shotgun. It looks like offsides. Yup, there it is. Offsides on the defense, and Mepum is practically on the goal line.
That was a great call by you. I thought there was movement up front. Let's see. We get the shot down the side. See who knows.
The jump from
that's Joey Shelly, and he knew it. And he doesn't even look mad. The extra foot, if that is insignificant at this point.
Here it is. Goal to go for the Pirates. This is the game. 10 seconds and counting. This is the last play of regulation. Novello, touchdown, Mepum Pirates, and the Pirates are going to take this home. The Mepum Pirates take a second-half bounce back, and they'll go up 13-7 over the MacArthur Generals. Amazing job by Dom Novello at the goal line in his play calling, and the Mepum Pirates have basically secured their victory at home. Leave it up to the kid with a final 3 Thorpe Award possibility in his hands. Dom Novello closes the book.
Oh, and he just won the Thorpe Award with that play right there. Novello with an incredible...
It is through the uprights, and Mepum goes up 7, and that is practically it with the second left.
It's not over yet. We've seen worse. The band is on the field. Instantly comes to mind. This game is by no means over. You see, the Miami Miracle comes to mind. But but Novello with an incredible play. You see Coach is vacating the press. There's still 2 seconds left.
Last time at Hofstra, MacArthur broke their hearts after a comeback.
This is what
does the opposite.
This is revenge at its finest. The sideline of the Generals, which was once overpowering our mics, is now silent. You can hear a pin drop on our side of the field. Dom Novello, with the best run you'll ever see on the goal line, the whole backfield was clogged up, and they couldn't get to him. And that gives him the patience. Like I said, the patience, the vision, able to bounce it off and go straight through. What gap, Q? What gap did he go through?
The A gap.
The A gap. Like we've been saying all game.
That was really loud. That was very loud, man. I'm not gonna lie.
But once again, you gotta think of the possibilities here. This game,
it's all. I mean, it's not over until it's over. But in a situation like this, where there's 1 second left on the clock, I mean, you don't even have time to call a timeout or anything. You're just gotta hope. Lateral. You gotta play that game now. But let's see what Mepum decides to do. If you're Joe Michael Priola right now, you're going for a squib. And I mean, look.
Awaken everybody.
This was a great game played by both teams, no matter what their outcome may be, because MacArthur came into this as a 7 seed and came into Mepum's house and only let them score 14
and
points.
Look at what MacArthur's doing, bringing everybody in. There's nobody past the 30-yard line for the Generals.
Joe Michael Priola, it is going to be a squib kick. They're going to cover.
If it's in bounds, it's over.
Let's see what the ref calls. Is it out? We're going to wait for the signal.
It's not over. MacArthur's going to get one play to win this ball game.
There's 1 second left on the clock. It is not officially over yet. Here comes the lateral game. Can MacArthur somehow magically tie it up here?
This has been the best game BMB has really ever covered in terms of the actual game on the field. Could we be seeing more fireworks?
Maybe, but this is the playoffs. Anything can happen. It is November. High school football at its finest here.
And look at Novello in this play. He knows. The one thing Novello is going to be saying is, do not let up. Play with the same intensity that this defense has played with all game. It's really been a great game defensively from both sides, even if the front seven had its moments there, here and there at the front. But as far as a secondary perspective, it has been an excellent game for both teams. The interceptions, the pass breakups, and really just the coverage. Neither team was able to get anything with the passing attack. And now it's really, don't let anyone get behind you, and I mean anyone. Look at all of the DBs here.
Comes this Levittown offense.
Your kicker is in playing defensive back.
It's all height. It's all height now. You want height and heavy hitters. That front four is just giants.
Bellmore, Green, Fear, Priola. Looks like Inzarilla's in there. He runs an 11:3900.
Timeout, Mepum.
There's so much athleticism on the field for these Pirates. It is unparalleled. There's so much talent. There's so much talent on either side. And on the defensive side of the ball, especially for these Pirates, it's almost hard to use everyone.
I mean, absolutely. And I mean, here, everyone's almost touching the ball. Everyone on this MacArthur offense is going to have the ball probably at one point if this ends up being a successful lateral play call here. Because, I mean, you're not slinging this down the field 70 yards. This is pure, short, lateral, and hope and pray.
And
This
you
is
said
it.
the short passing game that you said MacArthur was known for, and you see no hugging and camaraderie on the sidelines. They got one more play. They know it. It's the mentality of this team, the mentality that Coach Frank transferred to Coach Moody. And we got one final play to determine this playoff game.
Palomino, shotgun, rolls out left.
It's a Hail Mary.
Sling it. It is picked off by Mepum, by Michael Cuccinella and the Mepum Pirates. Do you believe in miracles? Generals? Yes, you do! The Mepum Pirates come back in the second half and pull off what is now a huge bid at Hofstra. The Mepum Pirates advance to Hofstra, advance in the playoffs, and beat a very tough MacArthur Generals team.
Cucinola to the house. How about Cucinola with the game-saving interception? As a DB, you're taught in a Hail Mary situation, bat it down, bat it down. The ball was just too far. It was batted up in the air, and Cucinola with the game-saving interception. Had a MacArthur General track that down, that could have been a touchdown had Cucinola not seen that. That is a play by a senior, by a leader who's been in this program since his freshman year. His first game on varsity was their Hofstra game. His first varsity appearance was Mepum's Hofstra appearance, and now they're going back.
And look, no matter what, win or loss, both these teams overperformed today, especially the MacArthur Generals. That defense held up, and their running game worked in their favor immensely right now.
Can we please put up the graphic of our predictions? Because I really feel like that's something we need to mention and put it up to give credit to these Generals, because nobody gave them a shot.
This is, no one did. As the 7th seed especially, you put up a fight like this and you come into someone else's house and you put up a fight and you go into the second half, even the third quarter, and you leave it a 7-7 game until a second left in the whole entire game. That is just remarkable. I mean, Dom Novello in this fourth quarter may have been one of the best quarters he's had all game, and displayed to every coach and every player, every scout, whatever it may be. That is why he is a finalist, and I believe he is going to be our BMB player of the game, and we're going to toss it down to Ryan Marr to learn more about Dom Novello's performance in this one.
Hello, I'm Ryan Marr here with Dom Novello, the BMB player of the game. Let me start off by saying, what a class act. You know, shook everyone's hands, took time to say, nice job. But anyway, let's get on to the questions. You know, this is a great game, but nobody gave these MacArthur Generals a chance. You know, they stood in it for most of the game. They were the 7th seed. Once again, they stuck in with you guys. Tell me about this team that you just played.
So I've known MacArthur since I was, 10. Because Fehrenbach coached my dad, so I used to go to a lot of their games. They're a physical team. They like to run the ball a lot. So we had a great game plan going into the game, but they really fought, because you never know when it's gonna be the last game. So. They did really fight.
You know, now, once again, you guys just won, so congratulations. But, you guys fought hard. You finished it later in the game. But tell me about these Mepham Pirates that you just played with.
I love this team. The chemistry and everything about this team, I love. I told them that I don't play for myself. I don't play for the stats. I play for everybody in this town and on this team, because that's the most important thing.
Well, congratulations once again, and good luck on your journey through the playoffs. Up to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Okay, well, that's a wrap. 14-7, the Mepum Pirates beat the number 7 seed MacArthur Generals, and Dom Novello gets the winning touchdown. Well, thank you, everybody. I've been Finnegan Corcoran-Doolin.
I've been Jake Manna. This has been the BMB's Game of the Week. Mepum Pirates 14, MacArthur Generals 7. Have a good weekend, everybody.